School Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master as per usual. Um, we have today, of course, myself, Ekin, and we've got Brandon joining us as Grog the Fighter, Gergo as Bela the Fighter, Gold as Nikolaus the Thief, Kinyo as
Oh,
Strong.
I'm Caleb. I'm Caleb, the
Oh,
magic user, right?
oh, you're right.
We just rewrote that.
Yeah, you need to change your nickname.
Sorry, I didn't want to
Uh,
interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure you didn't get too far into it.
Thanks. Yeah, no, you're good. Let's correct that. Yeah, Brandon is Caleb the what was it? Magic user.
Yes.
Okay, I can
Change
fix
your
that.
name, Discord name.
There you go.
Sergeant Jukemaster. Yeah. There you go. Sweet.
Alright, so yeah, Caleb the magic user, Bela the fighter, Nikolaus the thief, played by Gold, Kinyo is Strong the paladin, and Steven is Tiamat, uh, the paladin as well. Let's fix that class letter for you. Or...
Yeah, we gotta be good boys now.
You guys do have perms to adjust your nickname, or is that disabled?
I think it's disabled. I tried.
Okay, yeah, it's my fault. Let's see.
No worries.
Okay, yep. So, that is our crew. We have a 5-man team today. The 5 of you, of course, have recently formed up another team, another party for an adventure. You're in the village of Bogbur, which has been experiencing more troubles lately and less solutions, right? The last group was very problematic. Half of the crew was maybe killed in action, the other half was jailed, and one of them is under some investigation, but he's actually in this team, right? Nikolaus, he was one of the survivors. He's not supposedly guilty, but he was among a very hostile crew, right? Which took very violent action against each other, basically. So he's under some legal pending investigation work, and I mean he's fine for now. He's not bad or good. He just is a reporter, right? He's a, and then of course the rest of you are brand new members in the team. So I think the only one here that is actually of experience is going to be Nikolaus. Tulio, are you
One
playing or are you
invest-
just gonna join in and be AFK? Cause he did this earlier. I don't know if he's trying to play or if he's just spectating. Okay. Yeah. Let me see what he's doing. 'Cause... Julio, are you playing with us or are you just spectating or what's your situation?
Yeah, I'm gonna be spectating today.
Okay, I see. All right. That's fine. All right. So anyway, we left off going over the background of your crew. So yeah, the 5 of you have recently formed up a new party. You volunteered to set out as an adventurer, right? Uh, only one of you are an old crew member, and you were originally tasked out with you were brought a couple of different situations, but you were originally tasked out to go hunt this giant frog that posed a threat to production in the area. A mining company that discovered a cave out in the woods southeast of here. They were trying to work that cave of resources, but in the process they came across or not a mining company, it was a fisher company, right? So a fisherman and his grandchild went out there in the woods and basically they were fishing and a giant frog attacked the son, the grandson, and ate him. And the grandfather, he ran back to report local threats in the area. So, you know, monster hunters have been uh, sought after recently, and adventurers are very versatile. They are able to take on monster hunting jobs typically. So your team was hired after 2 days of after 2 attempts. We still have failed to take down that frog, and it's become a bigger threat. It's actually killed more than a few adventurers as well. So as this frog continues to kill more people, of course, the village becomes weaker and the frog becomes stronger. Maybe more frogs will start to gather around that cave, seeing that prey is becoming easier, right, in that area. So, today, things are going pretty terribly in the village. You know, you form up your team and you hear that there's a local disease spreading among the populace, right? Um, Food poisoning is becoming a bigger issue. More food is becoming contaminated in the area. Less production due to recent losses, of course. Grieving families, right? And you know, the frogs are a threat. Some outlaws to the west have become a threat, and now we have another threat uh, on our approach. So this new threat is the fort. The nearby fort to the south has caused the families to the south of Bogber some issues. They have requested funding for an oncoming war to the south, right? So they're kind of starting to tax the locals heavily, and they're causing some problems in the area. Um, so basically, yeah, the only issue is that they are kind of taxing the local population, and they are in need of. The issue is that they're in need of troops right now, so they're looking to hire men like yourselves to go out across the sea to fight a foreign threat, particularly to the south of here, right? Just across the waters, the main threat is that there's a naval issue, right? Between these two, I don't know if you guys can see my screen, right? So in this little like this pass through the waters here, right? There's some trade conflicts going on, pirating, right? Like tariffs and such between the two sides. So particularly there's a settlement to the south of here that seized cargo from the fort, and they want to retaliate, right? So they're gonna gather a small army to go out and retaliate, right? Since some of the cargo that we had was seized, the south area, they justified it because whoever was crossing this waters, you know, did not comply with their tariffs or whatever. So now these guys are looking to go out and take revenge, right? The fort is building a small army to go out and attack their shores, right? So retaliate against their local population. What do you guys think? Would you be interested in basically joining up with the fort's army? This will of course solve the taxation problems, right? Bogber is being taxed, and the sooner this battle is dealt with, the sooner these taxes might go away, right? So now they're being heavily taxed to fund a small army southward. It's just a small.
Guys, I think we should do it. That sounds cool.
It was sent across the waters to raid and pillage the southern settlements, right? To damage the local population, right? In retaliation of the seized cargo.
I haven't done this in this game group. This should be different and much more exciting than going into dungeons. Do you agree?
I think it could be interesting. Yes. My only
Yeah.
concern is that with my current setup, I don't really have the ability to.
There
assist
are
with magic
requirements for it,
weapons
though.
yet.
Yeah, you will need to own your own weapons, like bring your own weapons, right? So you'll become levies, basically. They'll levy you. You'll get probably food and housing and some of the spoils of war, right? So you'll be sent
And a
across the
short
waters.
bow and
You will need at least one weapon to join the army.
Say we should still finish off that toad.
So we got the frog problem. We got outlaw activity to the west, right? Road bandits, and now we've got a foreign threat to the south, right? That needs to be dealt with, right? They seized cargo because apparently the other traders moving through there from our side didn't pay their tariffs or whatever, right? Or they were being overcharged, so the cargo was seized, right? And now we're gonna
I
retaliate.
guess we might need to look at doing a vote here. Do we want to try to finish the frog or try to do something else? Because the frog has seemed to be first of all, it killed a lot of people, or it killed Pete the first time and injured us quite a bit, and retreated. And then second time, just problems. And then, so will the frog still be there if we go do this and decide to come back?
Maybe. The frog problem is a growing threat. It's causing issues along
Okay.
the southern border of Bogber, right? So the woods out to the south are starting to grow in frog population, making the surrounding northern territory of the fort and southern territory of Bogber are dangerous location to collect resources, right? For the labor force, right? So they need
If
security.
you had to rate
from
these
this.
on if you had to rate each of these on a severity, which one would be the highest in your opinion?
The high severity is things that are local to your area, right? So right now, trade between Bogber and the Western Village, right? That's of course a local threat, and the frogs are becoming a local threat too because these frogs are expanding. The foreign threat is not as pressing at the moment, right? Or it is somewhat pressing because men from the fort are coming to Bogber to tax the local population. Normally, taxes are pretty normal, but this is like a double tax day, like a double tax month, right? Usually they only tax the population once a month. Today they're taxing it a second time, and they're recruiting men because they need funds and troops to go out and conduct a raid on the particular um, area that they think the cargo was taken, right? Mainly, of course, to maybe recover the cargo and also to compensate and retaliate a little bit, right, for the aggression that was posed or on the fort's trade routes, right? So they were just having their boatmen basically boat along the shores, and then they got caught up in some kind of pirating activity, I guess, like they didn't pay up their tariffs or whatever. So then their cargo was seized, and they weren't killed or anything. It's just their cargo was seized, right? So now the fort thinks that because of that they need to retaliate. They need to go if they can't recover the cargo, at the very least they're gonna go out and raid and plunder the northern shores of that southern territory, right? So in compensation, right, for the seized cargo. So what do you think? Yeah, taxes. By the way, you all have to pay taxes now as well. So today you all got taxed, and if you can't pay taxes,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck that! No, we're gonna go get our taxation. Fuck that! We're gonna go get no taxes.
Okay, so yeah, like local authorities, being in the village, all guards go through every citizen or every person within the walls of Bogber, and if you don't pay your taxes, of course, you'll be in a lot of trouble, right? So they'll force you to pay up somehow, right? So at some point, Bela, you were asked to pay taxes. You don't have to pay in money. You can pay in like, of course, gear, right? But one way to avoid
Right.
taxes is you can just join the army, right? You don't have to pay the taxes.
I paid with my blood, and the fire I rained down on them.
Okay, so local tax collectors come to see you, right? And you're gonna fight them? You're gonna resist?
Now I'm joining them.
Oh, you're joining them. Okay, so you're gonna go out. You
That's why.
instead of paying taxes, you say you're here to join the army, right? So in that case, you don't have to
Yeah,
pay, right? Because the taxes are to fund the troops that are going out to sea, right? To fund the fuel that's needed, which is like food, weapons, medical supplies, etc. Right? Housing. All right, so yeah, Bela is joining the army. Strong, what's your you? Sounds like you're joining the army too, right? Is that all right with you, Strong? Just double checking.
King out. King
Yeah.
out.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, I'm super down. Army time. Let's go.
All right, sure. Yep. And let's see. Okay. Okay, this is Fort Stavros, by the way, to the south. And then Nicholas, are you joining the army too?
I can't pay taxes. I got no money. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they come looking for men, and you join their ranks. Tiamat, are you joining the ranks of the army too?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. And then what about Caleb? Are you on board with this?
Yep.
All right. You will have to use your torch as a weapon since you don't have an actual weapon yet, or a stick or a rock. There are some free weapons, right?
How
Wooden
much?
spears. What's
Yeah.
up?
I guess I'll have to fashion a spear for now, and I can still throw that, right?
Yeah, it's just a stick, right? A wooden
Okay,
spear.
sweet.
Do you want a
sweet.
5 foot wooden spear or 10 feet wooden spear? Or something else?
I'll go. Do you know how tall my character is? Roughly? I mean, can you? I mean, just curious.
Average height for men is like 5'6" or 6 feet, so 5'8" maybe.
Okay. I'll do the 5 foot.
5 foot spear sounds good.
Because I come pre-sharpened.
Yeah, that's
Do I
fine.
have to sharpen it in a turn?
No, this is stuff you did prior to joining the ranks. Or not?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, did anyone else want some free equipment like wooden spears, or stones, or
Yeah.
sticks, or a club like wooden
Wooden
sticks,
spears, please.
branches?
If they offer arrows, I'll take them. I already got a bow.
Arrows are not free; they're very expensive. Nicholas, you got yourself a wooden spear,
Wooden
5
arrows.
foot, or do you want 10 feet wooden spear, or 7? How long of a wooden spear you want?
I want a 10-foot one.
Like a javelin.
Javelin's
The
throwing is
further
much
away the
shorter.
enemy is, the better I am.
Yep, sounds good. Strong, did you want any free weapons, like a wood spear, for example? Strong,
Yeah, sorry, what?
did you want any free weapons, like a wooden spear, for example?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
good.
10 feet long enough, or should it be too long?
10 feet should be fine.
Okay. What about Bela? Did you want any free equipment, or are you good? You already have a spear and a buckler.
I need myself a sling.
Okay, sling is not free, but you could make one possibly out of like, it wouldn't be very good, but like out of like vines or
Uh,
twine
uh,
or grass.
so I'm making drop a sling.
You want to make a makeshift sling?
Yes, if they don't give me, I'm going to make myself one.
Okay, would you use like, what would you use to make it? Vines?
Yes, good thing.
Okay, so some vines. A vine sling. Alright. And then Tiamat, did you need to prepare any makeshift weapons?
No, I'm Gucci.
So with that, your party joined the ranks of Stavros, right? To join their ranks, basically, you were given orders to report to Stavros, right? And from there, they will send you on your way to meet up with your raiding party, right? Or the raiding party that's going to be going across the sea. So this news was, of course, brought upon basically just today, right? So, and yeah, they're gonna. It's a pretty quick response force, right? They're just sending a bunch of men out to quickly respond and retrieve the cargo, or at least retrieve enough loot to compensate for the loss of the cargo, right? So, in that case, you've all agreed to go out to Stavros. Do you guys want to just make your way south to Stavros Fort and report in, or do you guys want to do something else?
Let's head there.
Okay. Nicholas is headed south to Stavros.
Same.
Drunk will go.
Strunk is going too. Everyone else? I need to hear from
Caleb's
each one.
headed.
Caleb's going.
Be worried. Yeah, I'll go.
All right. Sounds like the whole team's going. I heard a little bit from everyone. All right. Very well. So you begin your travels south of Bogbur. You begin marching out of the village, across the fields, and toward the woods where Stavros is at. There are a few risks out here that you might encounter, such as wandering monsters, dangerous weather, losing direction, and now, giant frogs. A known threat in the woods of Stavros, the northern territories of Stavros. Alright, we'll check for, bless you. We'll check for wandering monsters first. Bless you. Alright, no wandering monsters. We'll check for loss of direction. Alright. All is well. You see the woods up ahead. And we'll also check for weather today. weather's very good, a very clear, warm day. Sunny spring day out here in April. And yeah, last check is for giant frogs in the woods north of Stavros. 1 in 6 chance. Safe travels. You made it down the road all the way to Stavros within less than an hour. And you're approaching the surrounding territories of Stavros, which is a forested village that surrounds the outskirts of Stavros. A few farms and gardens and some livestock out beyond the surrounding settlement. But yeah, after passing by all of that, you can approach the walls of the fort. Unless you want to do something in the surrounding territories of Stavros first. So before you even get to the fort, there's the village, and before you get to the village, there's the pastures, gardens, and farms. Right. So would you like to do anything in the surrounding territories of the fort before you get to the fort, or do you want to just make your way to the fort and report in, or something else?
We report.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's just get to the
Alright.
get safe ground, report in, and then go from there.
Your party does not waste any time and makes their way down the road through the farms and through the streets of the village. We'll check for how you guys are reacted or how the local population reacts to you, and you are welcomed, right? They see the lot of you marching in. You know, the local population is kind. They greet you properly. They welcome you into Stavros. They realize why you're. They might know why you're here, right? 5 military-aged adults, right, marching through the streets of Stavros, headed toward the fort. So there are others like you, right? So when you get to the fort of Stavros, you can see that the gate is open. There's all kinds of people here, particularly, there's troops and people like you, and besides the troops and people like you, there's a bunch of like cargo and not cargo, but like armaments being passed off, right? So particularly the armaments include paddles and boats that are getting prepared, right? And supplies like torches and rations and firewood, right? For, of course, conducting the raid. So upon arrival, of course, you're walking toward the area. There's a checkpoint in the surrounding of the fort. Before you can even approach the walls, there's already this kind of surrounding recruitment area down the road. So you get to the checkpoint, and the guard sees the 5 of you and welcomes you, and you get in line. And they'll ask as you approach the staff, the guard staff. The guard here will ask you to report your self in, right? So they're gonna ask you, state your name, and yeah, they just ask you to state your name and reason for coming to the fort. Also, let's see, they'll also ask you to list off all the equipment that you will be bringing along, right? If your reason is, of course, joining the ranks or answering to the call to arms, right? So first of all, I guess first is Tiamat. You're the first to get up there, and the guard will say to you, "Good morning. What's your name, son?"
My name is Tiamat. I used to be a miner, but now I'm being an adventurer. And
Very
so
well.
I've got this pickaxe, metal, can fuck some people up. So
Right. He goes over some paperwork with you. He shows you what you are due. You're gonna sign off on a contract that's been written up. It's basically a very large contract, it's basically this large piece of parchment that's on the desk. He has you read it over, and then at the bottom or at to the side, off to the side, there's a signing sheet, right? A signing sheet, and it will have you sign basically your name, the date of signing, And of course, they're gonna write down the approximate value of your gear in case you are to be killed out there. They can compensate your family for what's been lost. So they look over. They only compensate the gear that they require you to bring. So they'll compensate you for any clothes you lose out there because they require you to have clothes out there like your sandals and shoes and or whatever clothes and the weapons, right? But if you bring things that are valuable that they will not require you to bring, like treasure, for example, they're not going to compensate for that usually. You should leave that back at home, right? So
Yep.
valuables, will be stowed away. They're not to be brought across, right? Let's see. We're not going there to give the enemy loot. So, yeah, you're just bringing up the gear required, armors or armaments, basically. And they tell you that you will be issued certain benefits in the ranks of the levy. This will go for everyone here, actually. So, you're going to be issued a place to sleep, a place to eat, and you're going to be issued some supplies. Particularly, they'll be giving you 3 things, supplies wise, for the raid. You'll be all issued a single torch and this gear will have to be returned, except the torches. Right, so you'll get a single torch, you'll get a sack, and you'll get 3 emergency rations, or not rations actually. You'll get a bandage, right, in case of bleeding or injury out there, so you can stuff or wrap a wound. Okay, so those are the 3 things you're being issued for free, basically. But one thing has to be returned. Actually, no, they're gonna let you keep everything. Yeah, so this is like free to keep. So because you're joining the ranks, this is like gear that you get to keep. So you won't have to return it. So it's a free sack. You can pick between a knapsack or a normal sack. Okay, but this is to help loot, right? Because the idea is that you guys are going to go out to pillage, right? To raid and pillage, and the spoils are going to be split. So you're going to grab whatever you can, stuff your bags, and head back. So
basically Vikings.
yeah. So
Okay, cool. I just wanted that confirmed.
yeah. So,
No raping.
Tiamat, do you want a sack or a knapsack?
The knapsack.
Okay.
Wear it like a backpack.
Now, yeah, raping, ravaging, right? That is not specified as a rule. Like, there's nothing against it, but some of you are not able to anyway because you've chosen a certain lifestyle, like paladin, right? If you do something like that, you will never get to do your job properly, right? You'll become a useless paladin, a paladin with experience but no benefits or skills from God, right? So
More fight.
yeah, basically
Everybody else
a
fair
more
game.
useless
No, I'm just
fighter.
kidding.
Yeah, so I mean everyone else has their own way, but let's see.
I mean, remember the confessions to God. As long as they're confessed, they are no longer sins.
All right, so yeah, knapsack, a torch, and a bandage is being supplied to each and every one of you for joining the ranks of the army. But you'll be taking orders directly from the army, right? If you fail, you will be under their legal code, right? So punishment, desertion is a crime now, right? You're under their ranks, so you're not exactly free until the battle's over, right? And you're back home. So
I want to ask the soldier who's writing over this down. What are the punishment for desertion?
death.
All right.
Okay.
They do not fuck around.
It's just as good as betraying, right? It's as good as turning to the enemy side. Desertion. So
And we should also bring them something that they don't really have. Our diseases in the local villages.
dysentery, I mean, that's not really contagious. It's just bacterial infections spreading over food, right? That people are eating. So as long as you
Yes.
kind of wash.
We shite on the food that we cannot burn and take.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, when you get there, burn and destroy enemy property, right? That you will not be taking back. K-sack, torch. So y'all are receiving a K-sack, a torch, and a bandage, by the way. If you want a sack instead, let me know. But at default, you'll get a K sack.
Since I already have a knapsack,
You want a normal sack?
can I tie the sack to my belt?
You could, I
Otherwise, I
suppose.
just have to carry it in one free hand, right?
Yeah.
Or can I tie? Can I like tie like a little thing to it and put like a little sash around my shoulder with
Well,
like
that's what
five
the knapsack is. The knapsack has that.
I know, but I'd like 30 pounds, but I don't know, want to carry two knapsacks because I already have one.
Like the knapsack has a drawstring and a strap, right? So like it's like a more properly made bag. Whereas the normal sack is just like a piece of cloth, basically, right? Like not properly made. Like it's just a normal
So I
sack.
can carry two. Can I carry two knapsacks, like one on front and one on back, like kangaroo pouch?
Yeah,
one
yeah,
on the
you
back?
can. Like a knapsack is
Okay,
you can
cool.
wear it multiple ways, like a side bag. You can hang it from your belt. You can wear it on your back. It's just a
Cool.
sack
Well,
with a
I'll
strap.
just take. I guess I'll take the second one then and just carry it on the front like a kangaroo.
Yeah, like two knapsacks. Yeah. Here, if we need a picture of knapsacks, I'll send a picture in just a second.
Oh no! I get it. I didn't know if I could.
Oh,
hang the
wear it
sack
differently.
with
Yeah.
the other bag and just hang it. But anyway.
Yeah, the only
Guys,
issue
if
with wearing them in the
I
front
can
is that it can get in the
get
way,
to
right?
and go.
So knapsacks can get in the way of if you wear it in the front, it can cause encumbrance, like a disadvantage, right, to your attacks. It'll cause encumbrance. Let's see, or
Alright, then I'll just hang it, I guess, or just wear two knapsacks on top of each other.
so this is I just sent that's a knapsack. There's different sizes. That might be a heavy knapsack, like a large one. But you guys have more of a normal knapsack, which is like what this girl has. I'm gonna send a picture.
So I can cross them. I can have two
Yeah, you can have two.
on the back.
Yeah.
Like I can just cross them on the back instead of being encumbered in the front.
Yeah, so that's a heavy knapsack I first sent. There's a normal knapsack, right? Normal knapsack's more like a normal backpack, right?
Please don't make this preparation session any longer.
Yeah.
I want to do and kill.
Okay, so yeah, we're discussing a
I
one copper
agree.
piece item for past 5 minutes, I guess. Is the knapsack fine? Just two knapsacks then? Strong?
Yep.
Okay. Or not strong. That was for Caleb, right? Yeah, second
Yep.
knapsack. Okay.
Yeah, all good.
All right, you've all received your issued equipment. You all signed the contract. You're now, of course, fighting for the neighboring fort of Bogber, right? So, Fort Stavros has recruited you into their ranks, and upon reporting in, you made yourself present. You got your gear issued, and now you're being sent to the southern shores, right, to report in to the raiding party. So this is like the recruitment center area, right, where you report in, get issued your gear, sign your papers, and are sent off to down the road to the docks, right, where they're loading the boats with men to conduct the raid, which will be conducted after sunset. So you'll just go out there and just kind of rest up, sleep, recover, repair yourselves, right? Maybe strategize and learn meet your unit, right? Get to know the plan, get to know your men. It's a very simple, easy plan, right? Basically, they're sending boats across the water, canoes, right? Across 1 mile of water here, a stretch of water. And you're gonna land on the shores of various enemy ports or docks, and then you're just gonna conduct raids, right? So, they estimate, they're able to levy or gather about at least 10 to 20% of the population for this. On average, about 10% can be rallied, right, from each village. So the village of Stavros is only populated by 15 people, and that's only for the actual like fortress men. They don't really, or they've got 150. I mean, they've got 150. So but only about 15 live in the fort, and the other 90% live out in the surrounding village, right? So it's a pretty populated area naturally because it's a fortress. But from Bogbird, they're hoping to get at least 6 men, and they managed to get 5, which is the 5 of you. And then maybe some NPCs might come along. But yeah, they're able to kind of they only recruited men from Bogburn from their village, right? From their own village, they were able to recruit roughly a dozen or so men. From Bogburn, they recruited the 5 of you, right? And then that's it. So it's gonna be roughly a dozen to 2 dozen men conducting the raid, right? So of course, leading you will be troops, professional troops from Stavros, right? That will be leading you, but you guys will be reporting in, and yeah, the first part of the day will be like some training. Second part, you guys will be just on your own to kind of rest up or prepare yourselves, right? Get some sleep, and then at sunset you'll be awakened, and you'll board the boats and make your way across the waters, right? By the time you get there, it'll be nightfall, right? So after the sun sets, yeah, an hour later. So, is everyone ready to make their way south of Stavros and report in to the to your unit at the docks, the raiding party, the actual raiding party? Because you're at the recruitment center right now, basically.
Yeah.
So you're the levy force from Bogburn, so the villagers were expecting you guys and welcomed you in, right? The 5 brave volunteers that were recruited out of Bogburn and were the first to respond to the call to arms, right? So, yep. You go to Stavros, right? The money that was pulled from taxes, of course, funded this event, right? Your torches, your bags, your food for this raid. So, all right, and yeah, you guys get down to the south. So you make your way down the road. You find a small little village out there on the waters, but that little village is surrounding, of course, a small military port, right, or defended port, right? The southern port of Stavros, right? So it's got like a small watchtower, right? Stone watchtower. It's got a dock. It's got racks of canoes, and it's got like a merchant vessel, right, which is currently docked. But yeah, they're loading canoes, right? Because they're just sending men with canoes across from multiple directions, right? So yeah, when you get here, you find that you are among roughly I'm gonna roll to see the number of levies we've got that are NPCs. Right. So there are 7 other people here, levy wise, like normal villagers. And for the professional army that's gonna be going out with you, at least half of the fort is going out. So yeah. And they're gonna lead and conduct the raid. So 7 levies, 5 of you, so that's 12 levies total, and then 5 professional troops. Which these professional troops are they're all just better equipped, but they're all level 0. But they're better equipped. They're like actual you know, they would be considered, I guess, mercenaries, I guess, or soldiers, right? So they're decently equipped and funded troops, professionally trained. So they're trained and paid, right? They're skilled at what they do, just fighting and defending, right? Yeah. Any questions or concerns before I kind of go over the plan with you guys and your orders, what you're supposed to do?
No.
Alright.
No, not for me.
Okay, so if you have no questions or concerns, upon arriving, right, you guys walk up to the docks. You see, of course, some men out there, just the other levies. They point you to the tower, which you're supposed to report to. When you make your way to the tower, of course, first you approach the guard at the entry. So the tower post at the base, right? There's a guardsman there, who you will have to meet with to gain access into the tower, or yeah. So yeah, guardsman there at this post. You report in, you show your gear, I guess, and I guess you've got papers with official seals, right? So they know that you are contracted, right? Levies. And of course, with that, yeah, they welcome you into the base, right? So the watchtower, you kind of just walk inside. They show you around the tower, right? So first you're in the tower house, and then you walk through it. You get into the tower itself. The tower is mainly for looking out to sea, right? Like a lighthouse. And yeah, basically in here they've got housing. It's just like a little guardhouse basically. They got a little bit of housing. The troops like you and the other levies will be sleeping outside, so it's the outside of the area is encamped and entrenched, right? But yeah, they show you to the canoes where you guys will be riding in. Naturally, there's enough. There should be enough canoes. It's gonna be 3 men per canoe. So, you guys will be assigned basically a canoe squad or a raiding squad, I guess, right? A little team of 3. So it will be probably it'll be 1 professional troop because there's 7 professional troops, 5 of you, and 7 other levies. So that's roughly 12 plus 5. Or 12 plus 7 is about 19, 20-ish troops, right? And there's about a dozen or so canoes, right? So it'll be probably 1 professional troop. Let's see, because there's 12 of you guys, or there's 12 levies total and 7 of them, and each of them could take 2 then. Yeah. So for the most part, it's gonna be 1 professional troop, 1 NPC, and 1 of you guys, right? None of you guys will be together. You guys will be all split up. So it'll be you and some other villager, right? And a soldier, right? So you're all being split up. But yeah, you get assigned your positions. Your job will be to help roll the boat. The soldier will be the captain of your boat, and your fellow levy will also row the boat, right? So, if that makes sense. All right. Any questions or concerns about how you guys are getting across? The job is simple. You're to follow orders. You're to follow your captain or your squad leader during the raid, right? The job is simply to land ashore, move out onto the population, and begin burning and pillaging, right? Taking control of the population, right? Destroying any threat and seizing any valuable property, right? And burning, of course, the rest of it, right? You're not to kill women and children, is what they're saying. The main goal is not to kill, it's to seize valuable property, right? You will kill any opposing threats, though, right? And you will stay close to your leader at all times, right? So, does that make sense? You are to address your leader, your squad leader, as sergeant, right? So you all are gonna address your squad leader as a sergeant, right? So, okay, that's it. Yeah, sergeant of arms or sergeant in arms, and you're all just levies for this raid.
So yes, there.
All right, any questions or concerns? Otherwise, we'll just kind of skip some time and get into the boats and make our way across, get into the action.
Yeah. Get to the action.
Yeah, no questions, no concerns. All right, perfect.
Go.
All right, before we continue, we'll take a little break. So to represent the passing of time. So 5 minutes, when you come back, you will be making your way across the waters.
You guys in 2 minutes.
Okay, very important. Make sure that we can go as fast through preparations as possible because it always takes 1 full fucking hour.
That's just the nature of the game, bro.
No, we can help it. So you make a new character, you memorize what you can afford, what you need. You write it down in one of the text channels on what you wrote for money and what that means. And then the DM only needs like 2 minutes of your time. These 2 different kinds of sex. Well, you don't get into it. You just roll with it.
See, that's where old school D&D differs from new because they do let you make changes like that so that you can, kind of figure it out. And that's why I was trying to ask those questions because it's like almost dual weight and etc. And if I had the option of picking between a knapsack and a sack that holds 30 pounds versus 20 pounds, that's where I was getting at. I appreciate what you're saying and I understand we want to make things go faster, but it's about delivery. So just think about that.
It takes 1 full hour when I'm not having fun and not engaging with the world.
I understand what you're saying, man, but prep will always take a bit because people don't know what they want to buy. Yeah, it's just how it is.
If you want to get, there's a quick way to get through prep. Either just ask Ethan for his recommendation and take that, or go through the list of items that are in his chat, like a list of items, and say what you want to buy there. Granted, with 0 fucking money, I can't get very far, so.
Oh yes, I know where I was. The Siege of Constantinople.
Are you playing the game?
No, it is a historic video.
Oh. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Siege.
Constantinople was Byzantine Empire's capital, yeah.
Yeah, they got absolutely murked.
Fair enough. I mean, they did last 1,000 years after the Romans. So,
Yeah, apparently, like, I watched a video on it. It was some like engineer that he paid like a lot of money for, and he ended up just switching to sides and working for Turks. And, yeah.
So I had this game more than a week ago, where as a DM controlled a few warlocks who were investigating what the party just did. And in the questioning process, one of them realized that he has burned all of his spell slots. But he wanted to use Tone of Truth. So he did a minor illusion cantrip and drew a symbol in the air and follow it with his fingers to make like that he is casting magic.
it's gonna be Sergeant Tori or Tor, and we've got Caleb, of course, and Doro, and Squad 2 or Party 2. So raiding parties, phone parties. So yeah, the first party is led by Sergeant Tori or Sergeant Tor. The second party, this is, and actually no, first party is led by Captain Tor. Captain Tor is the one very charge of all of them, right? And then second party is led by Lieutenant Chagit, and followed by Bela, right? Privateer Bela or Levy Bela, and Gregor. I think you might be the only female in the ranks. Let's see, they usually don't have females in these kind of situations, but you're a very brave one, I guess. The third party,
This is a male name.
Bela, really? Okay.
Yes, that is a guy's name.
All right, very well. Oh yeah, and your fellow crew member is, his name is Mandros. So let's see. Party number 3 is led by a sergeant. It's Sergeant Marav. It consists of Levy Nicholas and Levy Cunley. The fourth party consists of a sergeant named Verdran. And it consists of the Levy Stronk and the Levy Zenov. The fifth party, which is the last one, or one of the last ones, this one consists of a sergeant. His name is Orentes, and it consists of the Levy Tiamat and Metz. Alright, and then that's already 15 members. There's supposed to be 19, right? And that's only 7 of the sergeants, or there's 7 of the professionals, or 5 of the professional troops. So there's 2 more professional troops, which are the other 2 parties. Let's see. So we've got 6th party, 7th party, right? And basically, they're only going to send 7 parties out then, because they only have 7 sergeants or 7 officers. The other levies will be staying back to man the dock, right? Since more people are going out to the waters, right? Like professional troops, so they need replacements here at the fort in case the fort needs to be defended. So the extra levies will stay back, but you guys will be a part of the raiding party. So, all right. So yeah, we're only sending 7 boats out across the water of the dozen of boats we got. The other boats consist of we have Sergeant Heldert and his levies, which are 2 other villagers. We have Garachi, or Garachi, yeah, and also the levy named Mazimuth. Alright, 7th party consists of Sergeant Usman, or Usman, and his levies are Masahiro and Isaac. Or Isaac. Alright. And I'll post this in the play-by post so you guys know who you're going with. Alright. So yeah, in charge is Captain Tor. Caleb, you're in his group, along with Doro. Alright. Does that make sense? Any questions or concerns? It's 7 raiding parties is about 21 men going out across the waters. So should be plenty of men for this raid. Alright.
Makes sense to me.
So a fighting force of 20 against local populations along the coast. All 7 boats will land ashore and we'll conduct the raid, right? So, yep, you're now climbing into your canoes and are rowing across this time. Any objections, questions, or concerns? Otherwise, you're rowing south across the waters. And it's in a staggered boating formation. Any questions, concerns, or objections? Otherwise, you're just rowing across the waters now. Alright,
None.
during your travels across the waters, you guys are rowing across this wide body of water a mile to the south. To the west is the open sea, and to the east is the Gulf. Or an inland Gulf or sea. Well, anyway, you're rowing out across the waters, and we'll see if there's anything encountered on the way out to the shores, southern shores. So particularly, there's a 1 in 6 chance to encounter wandering monsters out here in the waters, especially at this time. Pretty high chance. So these waters are not 100% safe, right? No one controls these waters completely. Let me go my OBS and roll on screen. So yeah, here we go. First roll across the waters, 1 in 6 chance to encounter wandering monsters. No. Next, we're gonna roll for a chance to encounter opposition, particularly the enemy navy, right? So you're rowing across in the midst of night. There is a 1 in 6 chance to come across a patrol vessel, right? Enemy patrol vessel. So actually, we'll do a higher chance. It's 2 in 6 in this time at night. So they have patrol vessels out along the waters. Nope, you evaded any patrols. Your large group did not encounter any enemy scouts on the waters, and you are now approaching the shores. Right, no torches are lit. You're quiet. It's the middle of night. The orders are right. You're gonna sneak into the village, and then once you're in, you'll begin. Upon the captain's command or attack, torches will be, or no, probably actually no. You'll light your torches on the shore, right, and then just charge into the village and begin your raid. So, yeah, because we need to light the torches before we get in there, right? So, we have plenty of men to conduct such a raid on a village. So yeah, you just arrived on one of the shores of the villages out here, right? So when you get to it, it's a small little village, right? Nothing major. You didn't land on the southern one, which is probably one of the more prominent ones. You landed on the southeastern one. Okay, so
Okay.
a small little village out here along the shore. Or actually, no. Actually, it's gonna be the southern one because that's probably where the cargo was taken. So it is kind of a bigger area. You know, as your canoes approach the shore, basically to give you an idea of the layout of the positioning and everything. Here I'll kind of like draw it out on the map here. So during your approach, you've got kind of like, this is not to scale, but you've got like the docks here, right? You've got a tower on either side of the docks. And then it's walled off, right? The village is built on a hill, but it's walled off like that. And geographical features kind of give this area some advantage, right? So they don't need walls. They don't need a very large wall or anything like that. But yeah, so they got a wall. They got gates.
If I'm into poop. Fine, don't you want to know where those white jeans are?
And then
I understand how they're dirty. Here. Where would they be? They're not in here.
yeah, so something like that is what the village kind of looks like. You can kind of mostly know the south area though. This is all wooden dock. There's some housing all on the docks here, right? Fisher huts and such, right? Taverns and inns. I don't know. Some wooden buildings along the docks. Probably like a tavern up here actually. Yeah. Smoke coming out of the chimney. But anyway, there's all that. And then of course outside of the walls is like their farm territories. A few houses built along, just not directly along the walls, but further out, naturally, because that would, yeah. So some houses built along the roads, maybe, right? Surrounding countryside houses, some farms out there, right? So the poorer few people will like live out beyond the walls, right? So they can build outwards, safe distance from the walls. But yeah, some farm territory, pastures and such around the village and such, right? So the mission here is that we are pushing up to their docks. We're going to conduct raids within the village. We're going to seize any cargo we can get, right? So your 7 boats are now pushing toward the docks, and we're going to roll for surprise to see if we can surprise the enemy. There is a 2 in 6 chance that the enemy is surprised. So 1 and 2 means that they are. Otherwise, they are seeing our boats approach their shores, right? So 1 or 2 indicates enemy is surprised. Enemy is surprised. We're gonna roll for if we're surprised as well, though. There might be a chance that we're surprised too. So the chances is that like we couldn't see it until we were too close. Maybe like the water's foggy, right? So we didn't actually see the boats until we were a lot closer, right? It's also nighttime. So we're not. So it was a clear night along the waters, and therefore we saw the shores, or we saw the docks from a safe distance, right? So we were able to take action a lot earlier in the encounter with the docks, but the plan doesn't really change, right? Whether or not we saw it later or earlier, we continue to row toward the docks, and we row to the docks uncontested. So it's middle of night. You guys roll up to the docks. It's a quiet evening, right? They have guard towers on either side of the docks, right? The docks, it's the middle of night, so I'll roll to see if there's anyone present along the docks. I'm gonna say that there is a 2 in. Let me double check encounter rates on the encounter book, just to make it more fair. Let's see, monsters. Alright. Rate of encountering possibly people along the docks. In the cities, it's 1 in 6 chance. So we'll say it's a 1 in 6 that there's someone out there at this time on the docks. All right,
I
the
mean,
docks
if
are
there is, I can shoot them.
yeah, the docks are clear. So there's no one really there on the docks. You guys all kind of row up to the docks, right? And they've got canoes too here. They've got a few boats, maybe, right? Yep, you've all just landed, and every group is now climbing out and are basically on the docks now, and are your captains are all your officers are now climbing out of the boats, right? Lighting up torches at this time. So starting with Caleb, as soon as you land on the docks with your men, you're with the captain, right? He kind of signals to everyone, right? He raises a torch and signals to everyone, right? So everyone starts to get their torches out and lit. Okay. Or actually, no, I don't think he's gonna do that because we got watchtowers. So he's just gonna sneak in. Actually, he just kind of orders everyone to move up, right? He kind of points toward the houses, right? And then everyone kind of nods in agreement, and he draws his weapon, right? So the captain prepares his, his sword, climbs out, and begins to sneak up to the first house. So it's I guess a stealthier approach. Actually, maybe he's not pointing to the houses. He's gonna point toward the towers, right? So he wants the towers to be covered, but he himself is moving south, towards some of the houses. Or I think no, he's gonna provide overwatch. He's gonna kind of stay back. So he stays in his boat, has his sword out, and just kind of observes. So Caleb, you're like with him in the boat. Instead, he kind of like just climbs onto the dock and points orders to both towers and just kind of stands ready, right? He has his sword and shield now. So, Caleb, do you want to just wait with your captain, or do you want to do something else? You're currently in the boat, so you want to climb out onto the dock with him, or something else?
All right, repeat the question.
What's your move? So the captain orders the western group to take on the western tower and the eastern group to take on the eastern tower. You and your captain and Doro are in the middle of both parties, and the captain's just standing there in the open, right? I mean, he's crouched, he's on the dock, he's got sword and shield out, but he like pointed orders for his men, right? For the other raiding parties to take on the towers. So he himself is kind of
So
just
I'm just
standing there.
Yep. So I'm just picking a direction.
You either can take a different action, but the captain's holding position, right? So you can just wait with the captain this time, or you can think. You can like.
I'll wait with my captain at
Yeah.
this point. I'll wait for him to make the move to send everybody in.
Okay. So yeah, the captain's just standing there right now, like looking southward. He's just passing orders, right? He's the commander here. He's not really advancing quite yet. He just kind of looks southward and keeps his eyes to the south. You'll just stay behind him and keep looking south with him.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Doro's kind of right behind you too. He's kind of doing something similar. So yeah. Next group is second party, Lieutenant Chagit. His group with Bela and oops. Maybe-
Gregor.
Gregor, yeah. Let me put Mandros somewhere else actually. Let's have Mandros. Bela and Gregor. Alright. There's extra. Okay, so let's take them out. Okay. Yeah, so you're just with Gregor and the lieutenant. Chagit. What you get? Yeah. You guys are to the far, or not to the far, but closer to the west. So yeah, Lieutenant Chagit, he starts to move westward, right, toward the western tower. So Rhaegar is following him. Do you want to go with him?
Yes, I'm going with him. Is there a torchlight in the western tower?
Nope. But there is smoke coming from some of the buildings to the west. So right now he's just approaching that western tower. He's moving along the docks, westward. And you're looking toward the tower for any light, like a torchlight, and there's nothing lit up there. It's a dark tower. A dark wooden tower, right? A watchtower. So yeah, you guys are approaching it now.
And if it's open, then we're investigating the inside. And if any of us has a ranged weapon, then someone is going to occupy it.
Yeah, so the guy with you, which is Gregor, he's a levy, and he's equipped with, he's got a spear. Yeah, he's moving up with the spear. Okay, so yeah, you guys are just westward, and then third party led by Sergeant Marav, Nicholas, and followed by Nicholas and Kunli. You guys are also to the west, and Sergeant Marav is leading his party west. So, Nicholas, do you want to follow orders and move west with him, or something else?
My orders are that, so yes, I will follow them.
Okay, so yep, you guys are approaching the western tower, and then Strong and Tiamat, your parties are basically going east, right? So Sergeant Verdun and Sergeant Orentes are going east right now. Is that fine?
Yep, I go east.
Okay, you guys going east.
I like pray to my necklace thing and like do some sort of, I don't know, jumping jacks, and then I'm ready to go.
Okay, you're doing jumping jacks.
Yep.
All right, and then what about Tiamat? Before we go,
I'm heading with the crew.
moving
Following the
east. Okay.
Yep.
All right, and for the other NPC parties, they're with the captain, and they're moving south, as ordered by captain. So the captain starts to move south after them, but it's like a skein, but an inverse skein. So the captain stays further back while the other two push out. So that means Caleb, you're now moving with the captain. If you want to stay with the captain, he's moving south into the village now, right? So he's approaching the first few wooden huts along the docks. You want to go with him or something else? Caleb, he's going toward a
I'll go
house right
with
now.
them.
Okay, yeah, wooden
Yeah.
house along the docks here. All right, so some villager might live
I
in
want to
there.
stand like 5 feet behind, like 10 to 5 feet behind if I can.
Yeah, okay. So you stay further back behind the captain. 5 to 10 feet back, so line.
I just want people between me and the violence. Just meat shields.
Sure, yeah. The captain moved out with sword and shield anyway. All right. We'll start with the western crew. You guys are approaching the west together, moving along the docks, right? So you're on the wooden dock. You're sneaking toward the tower, and as you walk along the tower or along the dock toward the tower, we're gonna roll to see if the enemy hear you during your approach. So now you are sneaking, but are there any objections? Those who are moving west. So that's Bela and Nikolaus. Do you guys want to sneak and just follow suit, follow orders, or do you want to change up your action?
Sneak. I
Sneak.
cannot properly sneak. I'm clumsy, but it's a minimum.
Okay. All right. The enemy have a 2 in 6 chance of being surprised here, so they'll probably hear you during the approach. But we are sneaking actually, so actually we're gonna flip that. It's a 2 in 6 chance that they are not surprised actually. So 1 and 2 means that they know we're coming, right? So they have a lower chance since we're sneaking, right? So 1 and 2 means that they know we're coming, right? They could hear us walking on the docks. All right. Yep, they hear you've been heard, right? So you're halfway along, right? You're moving the first half. You guys are quiet, but then once you get too close, particularly within 1d4 times 10, right? So about 10 feet away, we'll say, that's when they realize someone's outside, right? So someone in the watchtower realizes there are people on the docks, right? At that point, of course, the guy in there is going to react some way. He reacted, I'm going to roll on screen. Just a sec. Hostile, possible attack, right? Or actually, there's probably a penalty, right? This is probably immediate attack, actually. So, because we are naturally doing something that would penalize his reaction, right? We're doing something hostile, which is sneaking. So that's not a very friendly thing to do, right? So he sees a bunch of people, about 6 guys, sneaking along the docks toward his tower, and so he takes immediate hostile action. He yells from his tower, right? Like,
I
you
shoot
can hear
him with
yelling.
an arrow.
You can't see him, right? He
Oh.
sees you guys from his tower. Well, he maybe doesn't see you, but he hears you, right? What tells us that he knows we're there is his yelling, right? He doesn't have to like exactly see you to hear you, right? So he heard something. You guys know he's there because he starts yelling from his tower, right? So you guys hear muffled yelling within the tower, and at that point, your men stop sneaking and charge up to the tower to kick the door in, right? So you guys run up to the tower, and the first guy up there, unless either if you want to volunteer to be the door kicker, one of the NPCs will door kick. So for Western team, which is consisting of Bela, Nikolaus, and 4 NPCs, Bela and Nikolaus, do either if you want to try to be the door kicker, the first to charge, or do you want to take it? Do you just want to follow?
I remember my strength being very shit, so
Yeah.
I would let somebody else do it.
All right,
Okay,
Bela, do you
I'm
want to?
kicking Itogen.
Bela's a strong girl. She's very muscular for a girl. Yeah, you're the first to
No,
charge.
It's the guy. So
Oh, yeah,
16
you're a guy,
strength.
that's right.
I'm kicking him.
Okay, yeah. Bela, he's a guy. Forgot. Yeah, you charge up there, and let's see if the sergeant allows that, or your officer, your commander. Bela, you were following at first. Let's see. You were with Lieutenant Chaggett, right? So as you start to charge, let's see his reaction to that, right? You break rank. His reaction is confused and uncertain, right? But maybe you'll prove yourself right here, right? So you rush past him, you kick at the door, right? You take initiative there. Roll a d6 to see if you can force the door open.
Six.
Okay, and that is a fail, right? You have a +2 bonus. You would pass on a 4 or 1 to 4 and a d6, right? So you failed. In your first kick, you injure yourself, right? Despite you being very strong for a girl, you actually hurt yourself and don't kick the door in. You took one,
Serious.
or actually, I'll let you roll a trapdoors check to possibly prevent yourself from hurting yourself. So there's a 2 in 6 chance you hurt yourself against the door when you kicked. So roll a 6-sider. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you'll take 1 point of subdual damage, blunt damage. All right, you didn't hurt yourself. You just kick it and it doesn't open, but you didn't hurt yourself. You almost hurt yourself, right? So you kick as hard as you can, full force against the wooden door. The door shakes and rattles, right? But didn't kick in, right? And that's your first attempt. But as you kick that door in, or try to at least, right? Everyone else pushes up with their weapons, ready to raid the tower, right? Some of the men start to turn back and provide security toward the south and east. Nicholas, when you get up there, do you want to look toward the tower? Do you want to look up? Do you want to look back into the village? Right, you're at the base of the tower. So do you want to look south, east? The tower's west of you currently, right? So if you're looking at this battle map, right,
Considering
it's
he
right here.
yelled, and somebody else is presumably at the time doing something, I shall look. Is the village well lit? Like, can I see what's
It's
going on in
nighttime.
the
It's
village?
not. It's mostly dark
It's
at night.
so mostly dark. Okay, I would
You're
have
about to
no
sleep.
fucking clue what's happening over there.
Nearby to
I'll
the south
stand
of you is a
guard among
tavern
the
looking
two
building.
others.
East is the dock still. West is the tower. North is the water.
Right.
So no, you want to keep eyes on the tower with your bow and arrows? Okay. Yep, you keep eye on the tower, and you do actually see your target. He comes to peek with his own bow and arrow, right? And as soon as he comes to peek, you can roll to shoot
I'll
him,
shoot.
right? Roll 1d20, see if you can shoot the guardsman on the tower. You have disadvantage, but you have initiative, right? Disadvantage because you're firing from below. So roll to hit. He's got a lot of cover.
1d20.
Yeah. If you roll high enough. Oh,
20!
yep. Headshot right in the face. As he peeks, you shot right through his face. You get double damage. You're a perfect shot. And you provided proper security for your team. Damage is going to be a 2d6, right? You have a short bow, so yeah, 2d6 damage.
Yeah.
And you have a penalty, I think, right? You have a low strength, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Your target only has 1 to 4 hit points though, so let's see. Even with your
He's
penalty,
dead.
he's still dead. Yeah. So you shot him in the face. All right, the arrow just pops him, and he collapses dead on the tower. There's a 2 in 6 chance he falls out of the tower, the wooden watchtower. He fell out, right? So you shot him in the face, and he falls over the railing, the fence, or the window. He crashes down, right, and like lands at your guys' feet. So one guard has been killed, right? The estimated enemy force of this little village here is nothing too crazy. Actually, these are the docks here, and
As he lays there,
yeah.
is it possible for me to take his fucking arrows that didn't break?
Let's see. Yeah, so the enemy force estimation of 15 troops. That's already one of their 15 soldiers, right?
Yeah.
So you took out that guy. There might be another guy in there, right? So yeah, he fell over, and your question was to start looting him, like for arrows, right?
No, just take. If I can see a quiver of arrows, I'm taking at least a few of them.
Okay, yep. So as soon as he falls down, you would attempt to start looting arrows from his quiver if he has one. And nearby, of course, well, we already know Bela tried to kick the door in. Nicola shot the guardsmen, right, on the tower. We're gonna go to the south group. The south group is an NPC group for the most part, except for Caleb. Right, so Caleb, you get to your first house, which is just one of the houses south along the docks, right? It's just a village house, right? You get up to the door, and the captain is first to get up there, and let's see if he is willing to kick the door in. He's gonna make a morale check, see if he's brave enough to kick the door in. He is not brave enough, so he will actually order one of you to kick it in, right? So he looks at Caleb and says, kick that door, right? and he prepares his weapon so he can charge in after you kick it, right? You want to just kick it for him, Caleb, or something else?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, roll a 6-sider and see if you can kick the door in. Let's see your strength. You have an average chance, so a 2 and 6 chance to kick it in.
I'm sorry. Do that. I got a 3.
All right, you failed your first attempt. Roll a d6 for a trap check to see if you injure your foot upon kicking the door with your sandaled foot.
I got a 6.
A 6. Okay, and because you're using a sandaled foot, your feet is more exposed, right? You're not wearing boots, so you kick the door in. You got a 6, and basically, there's a 2 and 6 chance you injure yourself, but if you had like full coverage, now there's a 2 and 6 chance you don't injure yourself if you don't have full coverage. So you don't have full coverage when you kick the door. But let's say you use the bottom of your sandal when you kicked, right? So you don't injure your actual foot. Therefore, you will still take damage. You'll still take 1 damage, but nothing too serious. And your sandal will be kind of damaged, right? You kick it as hard as you can, and you've got a medieval sandals like made of wood or whatever, and basically as you kicked it, you felt your sandal like crack a little bit, right? So you got a crack in it, so it's damaged. You can see the crack later, of course, but you cracked your sandal just now. So actually, this is not a bad sandal. It's a normal sandal. So there's only, despite you kicking and injuring yourself, we're gonna do a durability check for your sandal. So because this is not a damaged sandal, it's a normal sandal, there's only a 2 and 6 chance that it actually cracks. So roll another 6-sider. If you roll a 1 or a 2, your sandal cracks.
5.
All right, you're fine. So your sandal did not crack. You just injured your foot. That's it. Or no, you didn't injure your foot at all because you used the base of the sandal when you kicked. Right. So, yep, you're fine. You just failed to kick it in. So you just make a lot of noise, right? So a big bang against the door. Captain's standing there, kind of waiting for you to kick it in, right? And you're just ready to move in. In response, though, you can hear the family inside. So let's see how they react to that. You hear them kind of waking up, scared and afraid, like they're uncertain. It's not good or bad. It's like, who's there, right? Like, who was that? What was that?
Can I discern if it's like how many, like, is it just a male and a female and some kid voices, or what's going on?
Yeah, you kick at it and you just kind of hear like muffled voices inside, like, what was that? Huh?
Mm.
Like a woman and a
Okay.
man, right? Who's there, right? And yeah, it's just maybe there's a family of villagers living in there, right? Let's see. Next up is the Eastern group. So the Eastern group was about to start sneaking off toward the Eastern Tower, but one crew member decided to do jumping jacks on the dock. So there's a high chance of being heard before we even make movement east, right? So for the Eastern crew, there's a 2 and 6 chance you are not heard, right? So if I roll a 1 or a 2, you're not heard, right? Otherwise, you're just heard from the docks, right? You don't even get to the tower.
Am I in the Eastern group?
Yep.
Can I try to stop? But who's doing jumping jacks?
Oh, it's
Yeah, I meant that was like warming up. I didn't expect to like be detrimental.
you're doing
It is
jumping jacks on the boat or the docks. It would creak and make noise, right? We're trying to sneak. Jumping jacks will make some noise on the docks. So,
Well, yeah. Okay, well, instead of jumping jacks, I just am doing stretches. That's what I meant to just try and warm up for the sake of the story, you know.
oh, okay.
Otherwise, nothing happens.
Very
I
well.
get limber.
Sure, you
Yeah.
do kind of some stretches then before we move out, right? Waiting for the orders to be passed. All right, some clarity, I guess. So yeah, Strong, reconsidered, and Tiamat, you saw Strong about to start jumping, but he just does a big stretch instead, and then starts moving out with the Eastern group. You guys climb out of your boats. You take orders from the captain, who moves south, and you guys move east together down the dock to the Eastern Tower. In that case, as we approach the Eastern Tower, do you guys want to change up your actions or just sneak east with the rest of the raiding party, the Eastern raiding parties? So this is for Tiamat and
I'll
Strong.
just sleep with them.
Sneak together? Okay. So you guys are crouched moving toward the East Tower sneakily. And there's a 2 and 6 chance that the guard notices you guys, right? Or no, 2 and 6 chance that he is surprised. So there's still a high chance he will hear you on the way over, but at least you will have some, distance on the docks and not just shot up in the boats instead, right? So You get movement still, just like the other group, but now the enemy, as you get really close to the tower, has a higher chance of hearing you, right? All these wooden footsteps on the wooden creaking floorboards of the dock, right? So, okay, somehow he's still surprised. There's only a 1 or 2 chance that he is surprised, and somehow he didn't respond, right? So you actually get up to the tower before anything else happens, right? So you didn't get any reactions from the tower like the other group did. They got like some yelling before they even got to the tower, right? So you were able to sneak up to the tower, get up there, and as soon as you got up there, basically, the sergeants of your group, the job here is to eliminate the enemy force. Yeah, they just kind of, since you're already here at the door, they test the door, see if it's unlocked or whatever, right? So we'll check if it's unlocked or not. There's a 2 in 6 chance that it is unlocked. It is. So he opens the door, and he will send some volunteers in, right? The sergeant of this group. So to go and kill off anyone in there, right? So I guess the most capable, one sergeant will stay out here to keep, lookout, while the other sergeant leads a party to help him kill. So Strong, your group is the lookout. Tiamat, your group is moving in. So you and your sergeant, right? So it's Tiamat's group. So 5th party's going in. Sergeant Orentis, Tiamat, and Metz. Tiamat, you have equipped in your hands your pickaxe, right? The enemy's 2nd or 3rd on the way in.
Who's the enemy? Sorry.
There's no enemy in sight yet. The door was opened. Sergeant Orentis is leading you in, right? Do you want to be behind Metz or behind Orentis, like 2nd or 3rd rank? Single file inside the tower.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go second, third. Doesn't bother me. I'll have my pickup.
Okay. Yeah, you don't care which way. Orentis, he's equipped with melee. Metz is a levy, right? So he's a villager. He brought whatever tool he had from his village area. He is using a, let's see. Yeah, Metz, he's using a wood axe for his weapon. So yeah, you guys go inside. Orentis is first up inside, and as soon as he opens the door to this wooden watchtower, there is a guy sleeping inside, right at the base, below the ladder that will lead up to the top of the tower. So the guy that's sleeping, he before anything, he goes in there and just Sergeant Orentis takes out his knife, right, and tells you guys to look up just in case, right? And or start climbing up, right? He points up to the ladder, so I guess you're next. So you want to just start climbing up there, Tiamat, or something else, or do you want Metz to go up first? Metz is behind you, so you're brave. You want to go
I'll
first?
go.
Okay. So yeah, you can climb the
I'll
ladder with
go,
one
yeah.
hand, right? One hand on your pickaxe, one hand on the ladder, your feet on the ladder. So you start climbing up there, and as you climb, Sergeant Orentis takes initiative against the sleeping guard. He quickly gets on top of him and runs his knife multiple times through his neck, right? Holds him down and just holds his mouth shut, just drives his knife through his neck as the other guys provide outside security. And you climb up the ladder. There's a 2 in 6 chance that the guy up there is surprised, right? So 1 or 2 means he stays asleep or he stays distracted. Otherwise, he hears you climbing up the ladder and can take action, right? So as you go up there. He hears you, right? So 1 and 2, he doesn't, right? He's surprised.
shit.
So naturally, you're climbing up, and he looks down, right, with his bow and arrow. As soon as you see him with bow and arrow, right, ready to fire down the tower, do you want to jump? Do you want to try to dodge? Do you want to just keep climbing and soldier through it?
I'm gonna try to throw my pickaxe at him.
Okay, one-handed throw?
distract him.
Okay. So he, leans over the hatch, right, with the bow and arrow ready to fire, and you take, as soon as you see him, you chuck your pickaxe. So it's equal initiative, possibly. We're gonna roll 1d6. You gotta beat his initiative to chuck your pickaxe at him before he can loose his arrow into you. He's a very high chance to kill you here, right? He's just shooting down a hole, right? So
You gotta do this
fish in
now.
a barrel.
Don't die
You're a
on
fish
us.
in a barrel right now. Let's see. Oh, you have a high chance. You're rolling initiative. D6.
Okay, roll 1d6.
If you roll a 1, okay, never mind. You got it. Okay, so you threw it first. So now you got to roll to actually hit. So roll a d20 to land the hit with your pickaxe as you chuck it on him. You missed.
almost.
Okay, and he shoots a fish in a barrel style, just looses on you, has a super high chance to hit. Our Tiamat, our brave Tiamat, is hit by an arrow,
Oh,
and you're in a very helpless situation, right? You're very vulnerable right now. He shoots down into your character, and the combat adjustments, if we look into it, if your character is vulnerable, you take double damage, right? So vulnerable means that he can aim at something. He can aim at an area that's critical, right? So like your face, for example, he's aiming at your face. Defenseless means you can't even block or dodge. In this case, you are defenseless. You can't really block or dodge, right, too well on a ladder. And then you also are giving him, a very good target, right, which is your face as you look up at him. So you are vulnerable and you are almost defenseless, right, as he shoots down on you. So he will do double damage as he fires down through the hatch.
Yep.
And you are brave today, but you are killed, right? He shoots you in the face, and Tiamat falls dead, right? A brave ladder climber, first to push up, hit in the face. Unfortunately, Tiamat, you've been killed in action. Sorry for your loss, brother. Another death. Yeah, you were brave. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, that was kind of luck based right there. You know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
climbing up, you just gotta hope he doesn't take action. We're doing something that's very disadvantageous, which is climbing up a ladder, right? To take on the enemy force. So I guess the better move here would be to maybe send the NPC up first, right? Like the other guy, Mence, if he's brave enough to push up first. That would be your
Yeah,
only
it's with it.
solution. Sorry about your loss, brother. Thanks for playing. See you next time, Steven. All right, so we lost Tiamat. He gets shot in the face, falls dead. And then for the rest of the crew, the guys outside the tower of the East Tower, Strong, right? You
Yep.
know, you were ordered to provide security out here with your sergeant, right? So, and your sergeant's like looking outward into the rest of the village, southwest, south, southeast, all on the walls. There's a tower to the southeast, right? And most of the guards are probably manning all these different towers. So he kind of keeps his eyes to the southeast. Do you want to keep your eyes southeast too, or do you want to look into the village where all the residents might be sleeping?
I guess I'll look into the village while he's looking at the southeast.
Okay, and yeah, he looks southeast, you look south, and I guess the other NPC can look southwest, right? Your
Yeah.
fellow Levy, which is his name was. You're with Xenov, yeah. Your sergeant is Vidran. You guys are on guard duty, looking out for any other threats as the other guys conduct the raid on the tower. All right, things seem to be going somewhat well for most groups. We're gonna go back to the Western crew.
that tower. Yes.
Yep. So Western crew, we already killed the guard in that tower. When the guys get inside, they find someone sleeping in there, right? Another guard, and they kill him immediately, right? The door has to be kicked down still. So the door kicker was originally Bela. Bela, do you want to try again?
Does the man who fell, like the guard who fell over, actually have his keys on him, so we can unlock the door?
There's no
Or is
keyhole
that
on the door.
not
The door's probably
possible?
like barred,
Okay.
right? Or that's probably what's keeping it
Well-
closed.
Let's kick it.
So, Bela, you want to keep kicking at it, and then I know that this turn is Nicholas. You as soon as you shot him and fell down, you're now looting this turn, right? Because you only get one move per turn. Last turn you shot and killed. This turn you're looting. So I'm gonna go over the loot with you instead for this turn. So
Okay.
I'll just take the arrows. Right now, that's the most important.
all right, yep. You grab the arrows. He does have arrows. I'm gonna roll to see how many he's got though. Let's see. So these guys are village guards, and they're funded with about, on average, it's they have about 20 coppers worth of gear, I think. So about double, right?
Hey, yo.
And so therefore he's got a decent amount of arrows. He's equipped with, we'll say 1d6 arrows on him.
You're a real cop, so
Or-
someone's fucking holy shit. Sorry.
Oh, maybe it's from me. I'm not sure.
Do you hear it? Do you hear
Hey, yo,
sirens
Ethan,
in
what the
your
fuck
in your
did we
back?
get?
It's crazy.
It's just down the street, I guess.
Sorry, that was just funny.
All right. Anyway, actually, we're gonna roll a 6-sider, see how many coppers he spent on arrows. He spent 2, so he's got 4 arrows on him. So yeah, you look into his. He does have a quiver. So if you want to just rip off his quiver from his belt, you can do
Yeah.
that. So you start to unbuckle his belt, right, and wrap his belt around your waist, right. So that's what you do this turn, Nicholas. So you acquire his leather belt.
With arrows.
Yep,
so
with a
that's-
quiver and 4 arrows. Okay, not bad. All right. So you're down 1 arrow from earlier. So you only have. Oh, I already subtracted it. Oops. Okay. So you've got 7 arrows total left. Alright.
No, I don't. I don't have that 7 arrows. I started out with 4.
Yeah, so you have 7 total now. Because you picked up 4. You got
Oh,
3.
okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, I had to do the math in my head real quick.
Alright. Let's see. As you did that, Bela, you failed to kick the door in last turn. Let's see how they react to you. They react
Well,
they react
I'm going
negative.
to
So
Or to negate some of the damage as I charge in with my shoulder.
okay. You might injure your shoulder, but before you continue, your commander, which is Lieutenant Chaggett, tells you to move aside, and he will try to push it himself. Is that fine?
Okay, then he does.
So in the meantime, do you want to just stand guard, or just get ready to charge in after he closes or opens the door?
Get ready to charge in.
Okay. Yeah, so he opened it, and as soon as he opened it, there was someone waiting, because the first attempt failed, which woke up the guard in there. So as soon as he busted the door open, right, like he kicked it in, like he pushed it, and as soon as he pushed it, you were ready to move in right after him, but because he's first in, right, he slammed the door open. As soon as he slammed the door open, the guard inside opened fire on him, right? He had a bow as well. What? They're guardsmen after all. So he shoots at the Lieutenant Chaggett and misses him. So Chaggett, of course, gets the arrow misses him, but right behind him is actually you, right? So you are in the line of fire. You have a low chance of getting hit, but there's still a chance you get crossfire or you get in the line of fire, and it misses both of you completely, right? So the arrow just goes flying out of the door, right? Fortunately, it doesn't hit anyone in the line of fire. And Chaggett, of course, rushes him. Chaggett, he's Lieutenant Chaggett, equipped with a decent amount of gear. He's got about we'll say let's see, not 20, but he'll go with like see, so it's 10 for normals, 20s for better or professionals, and then we'll do he's got like 30 coppers for the gear, so he does probably have a shield for this, right? So he charges in, he got shield and axe, and just rushes the enemy guard and just chops at the enemy guard, right? Rolls to hit with bonuses and penalties included. That still should hit the archer. Damage wise, he's using like a hand axe, so 1 to 6 damage. He got like 2 damage on that guy. Let's see. That is still a kill. So he hacked that guard down, and this tower is clear of enemies now. So Western Tower has been cleared, right?
Everyone, I have to go.
So
Do not
this
let
tower
them
is 0 out of
stop
2
you.
left. This tower over here is 1 of 2,
Oh, yeah,
right?
we need to go now.
And total, the enemy forces started with 15. We know that 3 of them are killed now, so there should be about a dozen troops left in the village. Right, professional standing army left. All right, so things are going somewhat well. For the south group, we're attacking residential areas, not super heavily defended. So they have 7 groups. They're kicking in doors. They're going into the houses and conducting their raid, killing off any opposition and grabbing any valuables. Right. So we're gonna go back to Bela. As soon as you got inside, of course, the enemies were already killed. So you can start looting or helping to destroy property. Right. The goal here is to kill enemy opposition, and then of course after the opposition's gone, start to seize, loot, or destroy resources, right? So the tower itself is not very valuable to us, right? So basically, as soon as the enemies are killed, right? The other guys outside the tower prepare to light this tower up, like set on a blaze, right? So they're getting a torch going, right? Bela, for you, do you want to like start looting, like grab a bow and arrow?
Yes, that would be a good
Let's
thing.
get the
I
next
will
one in.
grab
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So you go up and grab the bow and arrow, and Sergeant or your Lieutenant Chaggett, he helps you loot. The two of you kind of loot together, right? And you're gonna become his archer, I guess. Then back to the southern group with his with which is Caleb, right?
I'm rolling the 1d6 on arrows.
Sure, yeah. All right, you got a 4. Okay, so you found 8 arrows then on this archer, or actually 7 because he used 1. So you got 7 arrows, Bela. Okay. And you got a quiver and a belt now too, because his arrows were on a quiver or in a quiver, and the quiver's on a belt. So belted quiver. So you've got 2 belts now. You've got a quiver, and you've got a short bow and 7 arrows. Okay, and then yep. For Caleb, right? Your second turn out here on the raid. You failed to keep the door in earlier, I think, right? So, would you like to try again? Well, let's see actually how your rest of the crew reacted to this. They reacted confused and uncertain, so normal, not good or bad. They're kind of just neutral, right? They're waiting for you to open that door.
What the fuck?
So things remain the
Yeah.
same. Do you want to keep trying? Right? Your captain's still with you, waiting for you to kick it in. The other guy's just looking outwards.
Yeah,
for any-
I'll try to kick it in again.
Roll a d6, see if you can get this door kicked in. You have a 2 and 6.
2.
2? Nice. Alright, you got it this time. So you kick it in. As soon as you kicked it in, we're going to roll the family's reaction to you. It's confused, uncertain, right? So it's a normal family. Basically, inside there is a old man, right? There is an old lady, right? And maybe a couple kids, right? So, yeah. So, normal sized family, right? Yeah, you walk inside and yeah, it's got like a couple or a few kids and 2 adults, right? They're confused, not sure what to do, right? Like the father is just kind of the closest to the door. He confronts you. The others are like hidden away, taking cover. But yeah, the father's like, "What are you doing?" Right? "Get out of here!" And yeah, what's your reaction to him? You want to try to kill him? He's not wielding any weapons. He just
Can I convince the commander to let these people go?
you want to turn and say that to him, like, "Let's let these people go," or because he's pushing in after you. He's
Or
waiting for you to get out of.
basically, like I don't think that these guys are gonna be worth our time.
Okay, so you turn around, you after kicking it and realizing there's no possible threats in here. Maybe you turn around to the captain. Let's see how he reacts to you turning around, not pushing in. Sorry, it's my hair. All right. So he is confused. He's like, "What are you talking about? We need to seize any, destroy any opposition, and of course, seize property. Right? Get in there. Right? Or get out of my way. Right?" And the captain is confused with you. He's like, he's basically like confused, like, "What are you doing? Right? Get in there. Right? Because you're in the way." So you're just kind of trying to talk with him. And let's see, as you're talking with him, let's see the family's new reaction to that. They're still confused. They're like scared, not sure what's gonna happen. The old man is like, "Get out of my house! What are you doing in here?" Right? The captain's like, "Get in there!" Right? And the other, yeah, because you're in the doorway right now, Caleb. So, what's your response to the captain? He's telling you to get in there. He's confused with you. He's like, "What are you talking about? Get in there."
Just go with my spear and try to kill the old man and spare the women and children.
Okay, so you turn to the old man, and you get your wooden spear ready, and you want to just thrust it at him.
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit 1d20 against the old man.
Everyone, come on.
No, oops. 17.
17, that's a hit. All right, damage with a wooden spear is 1d2 wooden spear. Yeah, so you thrust at him from reach. You have 1 to 2 damage with this. It's a 200 thrust, so it's +1. So yeah, roll a d2. Odds is 1, evens is 2. Any die you want to roll, go ahead. If you get evens, it's 2 damage.
2.
Okay, you got a 2, so that's even, so that's 2 damage, but you got a +1 bonus, so 3 damage total. The old man only has 1 hit point, small, frail, and old.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
He's
you.
just dead.
Where do you target? His face, his chest, his gut?
Right between his eyes.
All right, right through his face. Yep, it goes right through a wooden stake or spear, just plunges through his face. You rip it out, blood spurts all over the floor. The family will make a morale check. If they fail, they will be scared and want to flee and cry. If they pass, they'll stay quiet and compliant maybe. They fail, so they start screaming and panic. The kids scream. They're like, "Grandpa!" Right? They're crying, like they're afraid. The grandma, she's panicking too. She's like pleading for her life, right? Like, don't hurt the kids, right? And the captain moves in with his sword and starts looking around for valuables. He's like, yelling at her like,
I need a Costco card.
just a sec.
Where's the gold?
Alright, Ma. Alright.
Sorry, go ahead. I apologize. I was feeding my dogs.
Thank you.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. But yeah, the captain moves in after you. Still pretty confused what you did. You kill the old man. He yells at the old woman. He's like, yelling at her. He's like, "Where are the valuables?" Right? And as he yells that to her, the other levy comes on, or the other levy is just kind of standing out, keeping guard. And then, the captain's he kicks over like a stool and yells at the old lady to, reveal the valuables of this house, right? And then to the next group, the Eastern Party, they're the ones who are struggling the most. So, things are not going too well with them. Their guard is shooting down the hatch to the next person, which is I think it's Mentz, or who's it? Let me double check in the chat. He's firing now at Metz, yeah. So Metz is getting shot at. Metz had the wood axe. He just saw his guy fall off the ladder and die. So Metz gonna make a morale check. And he passes, so Metz gonna follow orders and start pushing up the ladder, right? So he starts climbing as he gets shot at, right? Like a fish in a barrel. And that arrow missed, right? So he climbed up that ladder, the arrow missed fire. He gets he climbs up as fast as he can. And as he gets toward the top, the archer, of course, loads another arrow, but he starts swinging his axe at the archer, right? So he quickly climbed up the tower as the archer fired down on him. Got up there, I think the archer wouldn't fire again. He would try to kick him off the ladder at that point. But as he kicks at him, the axeman, of course, swings his axe, one-handed at the leg of the archer. So the archer's kicking at him. They're gonna roll initiative to see who can hit first. If the kicker can hit first, or if the axe can hit.
Hell yeah.
So kicker gets a 1, axe gets a 1, simultaneous. So they make contact together, right? So as he's chopping into his leg is kicking into his hand, right? So they hit each other at the same time. So kicker rolls to make contact with his hand, misses. The axeman rolls to chop at his leg. With bonus and penalty, misses, right? So the kicker kind of kicked at him. The axe swung at him, but the kicker, kicked a safe distance away, realizing the axe was coming toward him. He kind of backed away, and the axe missed too, right? So they kind of kicked out of reach from each other, right? Basically. The guy downstairs with him, his officer, right, or his squad leader, which is Sergeant Orestes, right? He picked up the bow and arrow earlier, and he tells, of course, or at that no, he didn't even pick up the bow and arrow. He basically just starts climbing up too, right? He climbs up, he drops his shield, he starts to, or he slings his shield over himself and starts to climb up, one-handing his own weapon, which is like an axe. So a hand axe, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, he had a knife and he has a hand axe, yeah. So yeah, he's climbing up, trying to conduct this raid too. Push up after Mets. Outside this area, right, we have responses from the rest of the village now. There's noise being made. That southeast tower, we get some movement up there, right? The rest of the village knows that there's a raid being conducted now, so they're probably getting ready to defend themselves or evacuate, right? Some people are starting to leave their houses and run through the streets, right? Maybe for the fortress within the center of the village, right? So they have somewhere to hide, right? Because the houses might not be as safe as the fort, the small fortification, right? They've got a small fort. Let's see where it's built. Okay, yeah, it's just kind
I
of
mean,
built
they
in
do
the
also
manor,
see-
built on a hill. What's up? Your question?
No question.
Oh yeah,
But I would also assume a raid is going on if one of the guard towers is literally on fire.
yeah, yeah. That's right. So, yeah, this is this here, the center. That's like the manor basically, and it's got like
I can get that.
some surrounding stone wall. Basically. Alright. So yeah, that's the manor. So people in the residential areas are definitely either taking refuge in their own homes or beginning to either evacuate the fort or to make their way to the manor, right? So this time. But yeah, emergency response, the enemy forces are preparing to counter the attack, right? So locking their doors or shutting the gates and sending people on the battlements to reinforce different positions and such. Yeah, so Eastern group is just one player there left. It's Strunk. So Strunk, you're just kind of keeping watch, and the nearest houses to you, right? They're there's a forge not too far away from you, right? You can, it's like, yeah, it's a forge not too far. Made of stone and wood, mostly stone. That's one of the nearest buildings to you. Some residential houses too nearby. But let's see. Yeah, you're looking out there. Let's see the reactions from the rest of the village nearby. You Strong. Uncertainty. Nothing good or bad is happening, right? So just concerned. A confused situation, a neutral situation. Right? So nothing really is happening out there. Strong. Do you wanna? But it sounds like in the tower they're struggling, right? The fight's continuing. Do you want to just keep guard, or do you want to do something else? Your officer is just kind of keeping guard still.
Oh, my officer is just keeping guard. I don't know, I guess we're kind of screwed up. So wait, so the guy who was with me, that was Gilgamesh or whoever Steven's character was, and
Yeah, he already died.
or was I alone with me? Yeah, but he was seen by the archer guy. at
You're
the
not
top
even
of the
sure.
thing?
You're not even. He went. All you know is he went into the tower. You don't even know that he's dead yet. You're outside the tower. You're looking out into the village, right? So do you want to find
I'm
out
gonna say
more?
to my officer.
Yeah, he's just looking out. Your officer is looking out. He's like maybe pointing to the southeast tower. He's like, "Let's get to that tower as soon as they're done." Right? because you guys need to protect them because they're inside, right? In case enemies push up to them. So
Yeah.
he
How
hears the
far am I
struggle
from? How far am I?
from
Or how far am I from the tower that Steven went into?
you're right outside of it.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna like peek inside then.
Yeah,
Or,
because it sounds like they're struggling, so you can see what's going on. You can maybe help them if you want.
okay, yeah. Let me look inside first, and then I'll see what's going on, and then
Mhm.
decide what to do. Because like, my character doesn't know.
Yeah. All right. Yep. You're looking in there. As soon as you peek through the doorway, you can see one of your own guys are dead. One of the enemy are dead. Both guys are on the ladder. The one highest up is one of the levies. I think it's Metz. He's on the top. He's kind of trading attacks with the archer up there. The archer's like kicking at him. He's trying to chop at his leg, right, with his axe. And then below him on the ladder still is also his sergeant, Sergeant Orentis. He's trying to get up there. He's got his own axe climbing up the ladder, a hand axe, right? So, yeah, you're just kind of seeing that in there. What you can do while they're fighting, though, is
Yeah,
you can
I'm
start
gonna go-
looting, or you can just provide security.
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna loot Steven's body, um, so his stuff doesn't go to waste.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. All right. So you get to looting, and we'll come back to you and see what kind of loot you got. All right. We are at halftime. We're over halftime. We're at 2 hours of the game now, so we'll take our halftime break. So, ladies and gents, take 5. Come back in 5, and we'll resume with the Western Party when you get back.
It's midnight
see
here,
you, man.
so
Give me
I
2
don't
minutes.
know what my character would do, but it's midnight and I have to go to take a bath and sleep.
Okay, you have to leave the game. All right.
I think this was all of it for me. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Just next time when you choose to play, make sure you're available for up to 3 hours if possible, because we're only 2 hours in. All right. All right. No worries. Everyone else, come back in 5. Thanks for playing, Gurgle. See you next time. Take 5.
You killed someone's grandpa, dude.
Sorry. I was pressured by my captain.
We were specifically told not to kill people who were innocent.
Well, we were specifically told not to kill women and children.
Oh. Oh, okay.
That's why he was
Yeah,
mad.
fuck him then.
Because there was a man in there and I didn't just attack him. So I had to fucking shove my spear in his head and I just happened to roll a good roll and he died. And I want
Fair to
to, in my next roll, to, instead of like, because obviously we're going to enslave them, but I want to try to see if I can, like, persuade them to tell me where their valuables are so that they don't get worse punishment,
Yeah, because you are
I have
a
18
charisma
charisma.
build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm basically like a magic charisma build, but I wish I could have gone bard, but because it's old school, I can't. If I could have, I would have gone bard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're maxed out. I wish I ever rolled a maxed out strength. I wanted maxed out strength or sour charisma. Either one of them, fucking the best. I'm gonna be like, hey, give me training, make me my stats higher. And the wizard's like, yeah, you're so charismatic. Here's it for free. What do you think the chances of us winning here though is?
I have no idea.
so far so well. We have a force of what, 18 people, 19 people, something along those lines? And we're currently taking on a city that has 14 people in it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
My ass is made of jello.
Damn.
I'm gonna teabag all over you.
All right, gentlemen, it's been roughly 5-ish minutes. We're gonna wrap up our game soon. We were about 2 hours in, so we got an hour left. Things are going well. Your objective is to destroy opposition and recover any valuables you can as compensation for what these people did. Or maybe not these people in particular, but their navy did, right? Against our cargo, right? Or the fort's cargo, right? They were, of course, put tariffs in the stolen goods. If you need to know, it was foreign products from across the waters that were being brought into our areas, right? Particularly, it was just like spices and such, food, provisions, right? Imported provisions from the West. So those were seized, right? So they're not sure where they're keeping them, but we are gonna get some compensation of some kind. So you guys grab what you can. They give you guys sacks to help loot. But yeah, what was taken was spices mainly. Spices or provisions like food, valuable food like rations, spices, and medicines, right? Like consumables were seized, right, from the army that was importing goods along the trade routes, right, in the waters, and that was unfortunately the trade was seized, right, it was captured. So, all right. Anyway, we're gonna return to the Western group. Enemy opposition has been taken down, so now the looting can begin, right? Unless they have more opposition for us. Yeah, so nearby is the Western Gate, which is manned by a few guards as well. So that position will probably begin opening fire on our position.
Okay, I'll open fire in return.
Yeah, so we have low ground, not very advantageous positions to fire from. Western crew consists of Bela and Nikolaus. Their job was to, or Nikolaus, you spent the last turn looting, and then the next thing you did was security, I guess, after looting, or what was next after you finished?
Security.
All right, so
Security after.
all right, yep. So you get ready to provide some security. You're east of the western of this tower here, and the guys inside, they get in and start looting. Some guys provide some security, looking over the rest of the village. There's a tavern to your south, right? There could be provisions in there, valuable provisions in the basement, at least like the cellars, like beer and ale. So the few guys there are kind of looking toward the tavern to start looting that, right? So yeah, they finish looting inside the tower. They come outside. Bela's kind of shaken up and wants to head out. So she's like, you know, she's kind of shaken up by the situation. You know, seeing the death of that guy, she kind of freezes up. Her player left, so all the character would want to do is end the expedition, right? So she's like, I mean, yeah, I keep forgetting it's a he, Bela. He's headed back to the boats, right? But that might be a crime. That would be desertion, right? He's breaking rank. So
Get the living shit out of him. No,
Uh,
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna.
he freezes up and did not really complete the objective today. So, you know, he's with the lieutenant, right? He failed to, or he did kick. Yeah, I think he did fail to keep the door in. Lieutenant just kicked it in himself, and he went in after, picked up the arrows and such, the bow, and then the lieutenant's like, "Let's go," right? And he's kind of like just freezing up, right? Not sure what to do because he doesn't want to adventure anymore. So, yeah, in that case, you know, we knew the risk we took. You know, we're not we're in an official army, so desertion is a crime now. So he is kind of deserting. He's kind of breaking rank, not following orders. And now the Western group is in some trouble, right? Because we got a problematic crew member, right? So that just kind of wants to leave. So the lieutenant, of course, at this point, we'll see his reaction to that if he's gonna just let Bela go or not. So I guess this
I
will
doubt
be
it, but
his reaction to her freezing or him freezing up. He reacts with immediate hostility. Seeing Bela wanting to leave and freezing up, he immediately orders Bela to be killed on sight. At that point, like Bela's like picked up the bow and arrow, and then refuses to continue, right? And so then the captain or the lieutenant shakes his head and will not have it, and he takes hostile action against Bela. Unfortunately, he takes up his axe, and desertion is a crime, so or it's penalty by death. So Bela like just freezes up, refuses to keep moving. So I guess the captain takes the knife that he used to kill the enemy guard, just goes to Bela and shanks Bela a few times, right? And then tells someone to grab Bela's weapon, I guess his fellow levy or the other levy nearby. So he killed Bela for desertion. So that's unfortunate. We knew the risk we took, right? That was already entailed, right? Because that could sabotage the entire raid. So Bela immediately began to break down, and so he had to kill Bela. So he shanks Bela a few times. They start looting some more. The guys outside, they start heading down toward the tower or the tavern. I mean, so they quickly make their way toward the
Yeah.
tavern. That's your group, Nicholas. Do you want to go with them? You're with the
yeah,
sergeants.
I'm with the group, so yeah, I'm going with them.
Yep, you guys are headed toward the tavern building, and you're conducting this raid, and the goal is to acquire any valuable loot, right, and head back and boat out of here, right? So,
I mean, ale and beer is valuable.
yeah, we killed enemy troops. We grabbed their weapons, which are valuable armaments. You make your way south toward the tavern to kick the door in and start looting, right? Yeah. So when you guys get up to the door, one of the NPCs kicks it in. One of the melee NPCs, I think, in your team,
Yeah.
your party, because you're a bowman, so you're not gonna be first then. So of your group, it's gonna be. Let's see. Let me check the list. You're with Sergeant Marav and Cunley. So Sergeant Marav kicks the door in. Let's see if it goes in. All right. It did not go in his first attempt, but let me check if the door was already opened or not. The door was actually already open. So because
it does
it's
fly
the
open.
middle of the night and there are people probably drinking and eating right in the tavern, right?
Mhm.
So it's the sun set an hour or two ago. The raid's being conducted in the evening, and the tavern's open in the evening, right, for dinner or late drinking, right? So the door's already unlocked, so he just kicks it in. Not normally, not forcibly, and the door's already unlocked, so it just pops open, right? He charges inside, right, with his axe and or his your sergeant has a sword and shield, so he runs in there, and of course inside it's like people in the tavern, like local fishermen. I mean, they heard the fighting outside. They're like getting ready to defend themselves. There's like a
Mhm.
guard in here too, tavern guard, right? So
Shoot the guard.
open, the tavern guard has his his mace, right? So you get ready to shoot him, but before you can, you have to get line of fire. The first inside is the sergeant. If you shoot now, you'll shoot into your sergeant, right? Unless that's
Yeah,
what you want to
not a
do.
good idea.
Okay, so the sergeant pushes toward the mace guy and just starts chopping at him, right? So as soon as he kicks the door in, he runs to the mace guy. They start exchanging attacks. We'll do initiative. Mace guy got 6,
Mhm.
captain or your sergeant got 5. So mace guy got first strike as the mace guy swings. The sergeant he charged, but he charged with a shield in front of him. And so Mace Guy scores a hit though, breaking through the shield, or bashing through the shield and dealing some damage. Mace Guy
Alright.
deals 5 damage with his mace, and yeah, subdues the sergeant, right? So smashes the sergeant's shield arm, kicks him to the ground. So sergeant charging there, Mace Guy just beats him down though, like, you know, was able to swing over the or through his shield and into his chest, and so sergeant staggers backward with a cracked ribs and loss of breath, and just falls over down. So your sergeant just gets fucking cracked, right, like smashed, and he falls over, incapacitated. And the locals of the tavern, let's say the reaction to this, right? The overall reaction is in favor of your crew, so they're like surrendering, afraid, like backing out, like pleading for their lives, like don't hurt us, please, right? So local taverners, the staff, the only person that's objecting you, of course, is their actual opposition, which is the guard. His job is to defend the tavern, right? So
Yeah.
tavern guard, right? He's just hired on, you know, guard. And then yeah, he took down your sergeant. As soon as he took the sergeant down, you fire on him, roll a d20 to shoot him. He's got his mace in 2 hands. He just
It's-
smashed your
From
sergeant.
my understanding, he's like really close, yeah?
Yeah, he's pretty close.
That's an 11.
Okay. With bonuses and penalties, it should still be a hit. So roll damage, 1d6.
Yeah. That's a 3.
He survived. He's a big guy. He's got 4 hit points. So you shot him.
Barely.
Do you want to go for his head or his torso or a limb?
Go for the torso.
Okay, you shot him somewhere in the chest, right? He kind of staggers back, arrow in chest, right? And he's injured. The other guy, the other levy behind you, pushes past you, right? He's got his you know, you're with
Like several people.
no, it's just you and one other guy and the sergeant, because the others are still in the tower looting right now. So you're with Sir Marav and Cunley. So Cunley is with you. Cunley had a spear, and he rushes the guard and runs his spear into the guard. So let's see, that's a hit. He kills the guard, right? So after you shot the guard and injured him, Cunley finishes him off, drives his spear into him, and kills him. The tavern has like a couple guards. That's just one of the 2 guards in the tavern, and then there are also locals in here too, that are just kind of crouching and pleading for their lives, right? Surrendering. You know, the local populace in the tavern is mostly like drinkers, eaters, right? So old men at the tavern trying to get some dinner. There are staff members and there are some hookers too in the tavern, right? Or entertainment. So yeah, drinkers, eaters,
Question.
and
Slavery
hookers.
is not legal in our nation, is it?
No, it's not usually.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, there's one more guard in here, and he has a bow and arrow. He's of course taking action, so he shoots at Kunli, who just took down his mace guy. So the other guard, he's got like a light crossbow. He fires the light crossbow into Kunli, or actually, he's just gonna have a short bow
Ooh.
actually. So he has a short bow. He takes aim and looses the arrow into Kunli. See if that hits Kunli. That's a miss. The arrow goes flying past Kunli and misses him, right? So Kunli, of course, rips his spear out of the first guard and just starts charging him to the next guard. So it's just a little tavern fight, right? A raid on the tavern. Back to the southern crew, which is Caleb's group. Caleb, you just killed the grandpa. The captain demands valuables. The grandmother, let's see her reaction. She reacts uncertain, confused. She's like, we have nothing valuable. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what we can give you. You can take anything you want. I'm not sure. Please don't hurt me, right? And the captain, of course, let's see his reaction to the confusion, right? He does not get a good or bad response. He reacts confused. He's like unsure as well. He's looking around. He's like, there's got to be something here of value, right? And he kind of like kicks everything around, and he's thinking about what's valuable in this house, right? So he's like, just take the tools, take food, you know. So yeah, the nearby levy with you, Caleb, he starts to just like grab at some tools and stuff his sack with tools, right? Grab some food. What would you like to take? This house has mainly like furniture, tools, and food, right? It's like all it's got basically.
Is there no chance that that they're holding out?
Maybe, yeah, you want to like try to shake up the grandma or ask the kids.
I just try to like, try to riz them and being like, hey, you guys will be let off if you guys just tell me where the stuff is.
Are you talking to them as a group or just the grandma?
As like the privately, like to them, like,
Okay.
kind of whispering like, hey, like,
Right,
you know,
as
tell
the
us
other
where
two
the
are
stuff
looting.
is and you guys will be let go.
Okay, let's see. So they react in your favor. They tell you all they can, and they say you know their valuables are like because this is a fisherman family, right? And most of their valuable equipment is in their fishing equipment, right? But they also probably bank their money somewhere in the village, right? So they might steal their money in their house somewhere too. So you get a favorable reaction as they're looting. Overall the group is like revealing what's most valuable to them, right? In this case, they reveal their most valuable tools is what they got, right? So like maybe like silverware, right? It's like the most they have, like maybe some holy artifacts like a cross made of silver, right? So yeah, they start to reveal like their family valuables, right? Heirlooms and such. The grandma like she nods and takes you over to like a drawer area near the fire, right, where they keep like the dishes and such, like the pots and pans. And she starts to like open them up and uh, pull out silverware for you, right? So a few pieces of silverware, so you can stuff your sack with it. The kids, they bring like family heirlooms. Like the girl brings her mom's necklace. Her mom. She doesn't have a mom anymore. She's grandma and grandpa, but she gives you mom's necklace. The son brings like a family tool, very good knife over to you, like a fishing knife, right? So gives you his like dad's fishing knife or something. They like stuff it in your bag. So those are like the most valuable things. I guess they agree to your terms. Right.
Wait, um, is my captain looking at me right now?
No, he's not. He's bagging like food right now, and the other guy's bagging.
Can I slip these guys a single ration that they can split between them and say good luck?
I mean, they already have food in their house, which is being stolen right now, right?
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to give it to them to be able to sneak away so that, they have something to eat.
Okay, you just kind of pull out your own food and start to hand it to them. Okay. See, their reaction is not to your liking. They refuse the food. They're scared to take it. And then let's see the captain's reaction to you. Neutral. He does not care what you're doing at this time. Your fellow Levy is positive reaction. He's like, helping you out, like covering you a
Good
little
for
bit.
you. Yeah.
So doing something in favor. But yeah, the kids they don't take the food. They kind of shake their heads. Do you want to force them to take it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they'll get in trouble if they end up taking the food that you guys are trying to steal, right? So I mean, yeah, right now the captain's stealing food, right? He's just filling a sack with salted fish that they have stored in their house, right?
I was just trying to be nice. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean
Captain
you're
just
taking,
wants to raid and pillage, and that's what we're doing.
yeah. Unfortunately the local pilots have to suffer, even though they're not the ones that committed the crime. It's the Navy that their Navy commit the crime, right? Not even this particular village, maybe, right? So they're just gonna suffer the consequences of someone else's actions. So, yeah. The captain's satisfied. He's like, "All right, I've got what I got. Right, I'm good. Right." They head out of the house, right, and the captain's making his way back to the boats, right. So, yeah, the enemy forces they took cargo, like a few crates full of spices and provisions and medical supplies, right? So he grabs everything that's valuable that he thinks, like, yeah, he grabs salted fish, mainly just like pounds of salted fish. The other guy grabs, the tools. You grabbed family heirlooms, right? And with that, yeah, the captain thinks this is not enough compensation, so he ends up taking. Maybe he ends up taking the kids too. At this point, leaves the grandma. So he like grabs he orders you to grab one of the kids, both of you, right? So you guys grab the kids if you want. You want to take them with you?
I guess if Captain wants me to, otherwise it's death if I deny it. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. You pick up one of the kids, or you grab their hand and drag them out to the canoes, right?
Can I say I'm sorry to the kid, like silently, like I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you say you're sorry, but the one that's suffering the most is grandma. I mean, the kids are like kind of screaming for grandma as you carry the kid out, right, or drag the kid out of there, right? The boy, I mean, let's see the kid's reactions. Uncertain, scared, confused.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Obviously, they're getting kidnapped.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
The boy might have a different reaction. He's gonna make a morale check. Because he might be able to fight. No, he's cowardly. He doesn't fight back. He's crying though. He's afraid, not sure. Like, where are you taking us, Grandma? Grandma, right? And yeah, you guys just grab the kids and walk out of there with your loot.
Grandma!
Yeah. Fortunately, there's other boats out here, right? Other canoes. So the captain will have you, of course. You came here with the captain and one other levy. Now you guys are gonna go back in a different person's canoe, right? With throwing the kids and your loot in there. So, the captain wants. Let's see. He'll have, because the canoes need at least one or two people to row them. The captain will have him in one canoe and one of the levies, right? And then one of the kids in his canoe. And the other canoe is to be one of the levies and one of the other kids, right? So depending on who he trusts more between you and the other levy, the other levy has been more obedient. I mean, but you did get a kill, so he's gonna let you take one of the kids, right? And take one of the canoes on your own. Do you want to take the girl or the boy on the way back?
Me?
Yeah, Caleb. You're getting into the boats right now. You guys are done, right? You got the
I'll
loot.
take. God damn, this is very weird. I don't like this question. I'll take the girl.
Okay. Yeah, she's crying. She's trembling in fear. And you like toss her in the boat or gently put her in there. I don't know how you want to do it.
Gently put her in the boat. I don't want her to be more scared than she is because this is a traumatizing event.
Yeah, she's like crying. Grandpa got killed. Grandma, can't do anything.
I know I killed Grandpa, so she's probably not really like.
Yeah, she's
super cool
shaking.
with me, but
She's
yeah.
scared of you for sure. You killed her grandpa, so she probably hates you. Yeah. So
Thank you.
let's see, Nicholas. It's your turn.
We're dealing with a bowman inside of a tavern, apparently.
Yes. So.
Right.
Oh no, wait.
I'm
I think
just
it's the
gonna
Eastern
fire
party.
at
It's Strong's
bowman.
turn. Sorry, I forgot. It's Strong's turn right now. We already did your turn. It's Eastern group. We
Oh.
descended group. It's Eastern group now. East group is Strong. So Strong, it's your turn. You've been waiting outside the tower. You looked inside, see what's going on. Your guys are still fighting in this tower because one guard is still able to resist. They were trading attacks. Let's see how that goes. They did another round of fighting. The guard got a 3. The attacker got 2. The guard ends up kicking the attacker. High chance of hitting. Missed somehow. The attacker still somehow dodged him, ducked, weaved, and then swung his axe up at him. Landed the hit, chops at his leg, and deals 1d3 damage with his wood axe. One-handed. Max damage possible. The wood axe in one hand just holds it closer to the head and was able to chop away at the foot of the guy. So he hacked into the guy's leg, ripped him out of the tower, and the guy falls, onto his ass, and he just kind of pulls him forward. The leg's been chopped, max damage, so he definitely chopped, into the kneecap, basically subdued the enemy, disabled him, ripped, almost severed his leg, right? Just a heavy clash into his kneecap. The neck just, cracked into the kneecap and almost split the leg in two. Just dragging him, trying to pull him out of the hatch and drop him out of there, right? Sergeant's like, yelling like, good job, right? And he helps him like pull the guy out. Together they kind of like grab on his leg and rip him out of there. The guy's like crawling, trying to like keep himself up in the tower as best he can, but he gets ripped out by two people pulling on his leg, and it's ripped out, dropped to the ground, and plummets. And then right after he hits the deck, the sergeant just jumps on top of him, basically jumps off the ladder because he's not that far up the ladder, and just jumps down, steps on him, and stomps his face in, right? And it's a very violent
Cool.
clash. But yes, that's going on strong. Did you want this tower's been secured now, so the job of the group is to find the valuables once the opposition's gone.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to loot the tower, or do you want to go somewhere else?
Valuable.
The tower's not. There's not
I'll
anything
loot the
valuable
tower.
in the tower. Really, they're already in the tower, so you might move into the residential area to start looting, or go for another threat in the area. You did notice movement to the southeast. Your sergeant outside is keeping his eyes to that southeast tower, which might start to open fire on our position, right? So it's like pointing it out, right? Like there's people up there. But if you go into the houses, they can't really do anything about that, right? They're up in the tower. So he's thinking like let's quickly start looting these houses and then head out. He's like pointing to the forge, right? There could be some good iron wares in the forge, right?
All right, yeah. I guess I'll follow his directive and go to the forge.
Okay, so yeah, now that the threats are gone, those guys can handle the tower from here, right? Since they're not going to be flanked from outside, really, since they're done fighting inside. So they start looting, and yeah, your team is moving down to the forge, right? You make your way to the forge, and you get up to the door of the forge. You're in the work area, the outdoor work area. There's nothing too valuable out here. Some tools and bills. Most of the wares are inside. Or the housing's inside where the smith lives and everything. So yeah, he starts looting up the tools here on the outside, like just stuffing it with like iron tools, tongs, hammers, anything you can get. You want to just grab tools too, or do you want to kick the door in and see what's inside the house?
I guess I'll do the same. Yeah, no, I'll just stay out here taking tools.
All right, you guys start looting tools. Let's see if the family will actually act against our crew. They're gonna make a morale check. So the blacksmith's family, and they fail morale, so they're gonna stay inside. We know that they're inside, probably, right? Just cowering in fear as we loot the exterior for their valuables, which is mainly just tools out here. Tools and actually some raw materials like wood, coal, or charcoal. I mean, and like ore, right? Like or metal, like not ore, but ingots, right? To work with. So yeah, you fill your bag with either raw materials, tools, or furniture. There's also furniture, right? Like pots, buckets, stools. Those are the biggest items, though. You want furniture?
I'll
You
just
want
take
tools
the
or
ingot.
ingots?
I'll go for like the ingots and
Okay.
the tools.
Half and half. Half your bag with tools,
Yeah,
half
yeah.
materials. Okay. If you start stuffing your bag, and it's pretty quickly stuffed, right? It's not a big bag. But still, the sergeant thinks it's not enough compensation for what was stolen. So after looting up the bags, he tells you guys to get ready to raid this house, right? So do you agree with that,
Okay.
or do you want to object?
Yeah, no, of course. They're already cowering in there.
Okay.
Fresh for the slaughter.
Very well. Yep, so Strunk is ready. Bear in mind, you are supposed to be a chivalric holy knight, so just get, if you act against God or do anything unholy, you will be a very useless paladin. You'll be a paladin that's basically a fighter that has only half the abilities of a fighter, and then none of the abilities of a cleric. Does that make sense?
Oh, fuck it. Okay.
So you might want to fight against them, right? Like, maybe there's no need. Like, you can convince them to, like, just take what he already has, right? What do you think? Do you want to just go with it?
I mean,
Conduct the raid?
my charisma's too low. I'm not even.
Not even gonna
If I
try?
try and I fail,
Okay.
will I still be?
Because
in
you're
trouble
sworn to
with
defend the
God?
weak, right? Like, you're a paladin, a chivalric holy knight. You have to uphold chivalry, right? So if there's opposition, you can fight it, but if they're not opposing you, you're not supposed to fight them, right? So, anyway, he's
Yeah,
kicking
well,
the door
I mean,
in.
I'm not supposed to kill the women and kids. I'll tell my sergeant that I am a man of God and I won't kill women or children. And if he could do me the favor of, killing the old man for me instead of me getting my sins all over me,
All right.
I'd be eternally grateful.
Sergeant Verdran failed to kick the door in, right? So you hear him kicking the door, he fails, he steps back. He asks if you can do it, and he hears you out. Let's see his reaction to you telling him about all that. He agrees. He's like, that's fine. We're just gonna see what they got inside there.
All right, sounds good. All right, I'm gonna try to kick the door open with my 7 strength.
Okay, give it a try. He doesn't want to hurt himself,
I
so
guess.
yeah, roll a d6. You have a 1 in 6 chance to kick it
I
in.
got plenty of constitution, so
Okay, you're a bigger
yeah,
guy.
I think I'll be. Yeah, let me roll. 1d6.
Yep, roll a 6-sider, see if you can kick it in.
I got a 1. Is that
Perfect.
good?
Yeah,
Where's that
you
at?
proved to be super strong in this case, so maybe that should
Oh.
reflect. You kick the door in, despite your low strength, and maybe the sergeant weakened it for you. But yeah, you kicked it in. As soon as you kicked it in, of course, let's see the family's. They already failed morale check, but let's see their reaction though. They're acting hostile, possible attack, but they're scared, right? So they don't have a will to fight. But they are being hostile, and they might defend themselves if they have to, right? So they're yelling like, they're being hostile, like, you know, step any forward and you'll pay the consequences, right? Is what the man inside says, right? Leave us alone, right? And you can hear the kids are crying, the mom is crying, right? They're scared, like shaking in fear, right? Inside the house. So yeah, you just kicked it in, so you have first move. Do you want to just move in there? The first thing you see inside the house, just around the corner, is the smith, right? He has in his hand, he's using a maul right now, right? It's good for foraging. Probably will hurt really bad if he hits you. He's got the maul ready. He's shaking in fear. He says, "Step any closer, and I'll have to use this." Right. So with that in mind,
I'm gonna shoot him with my arrow.
okay, just pop him. All right, roll a d20 to hit him.
Oh wait, where's that? Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, it's my turn. Okay. Wait. So I'm supposed to have the other guy kill him, because he's like.
Oh yeah, you step back.
Yeah.
Let the sergeant kill him. Okay. The sergeant moves
Yeah,
in.
I'll stand back.
His
You know,
reaction
I'll
to
like point my bow at the guy's family.
Yeah.
And like, I know shit. That'd be pretty evil, huh?
Oh yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't pull the actual arrow.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just
you
gonna-
aim at
I
his
feel like
family. I mean,
threatening the
you
if
can't
I
see the family right
threaten-
now. They're further back in the house. You just see him. He's defending his home, right? So he's protecting his fam. So you can't see his family right now from where you're at. You're at the doorway, right, of his house. His house is like L-shaped, so they're around the corner, maybe the rest of the family. But he's like at the door, basically, barely, like backing up, still scared, but defending his position or holding ground. So you can't see the family quite yet. The sergeant with you is
Okay.
unsure of the situation. He's confused. He's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" That's what Verdren says. Verdren says, "You know, just give up your valuables and we'll be on our way." Right. So let's see what the smith says. The smith is okay. Fortunately, he is in favor. He agrees, and he hopes. He says, "You know, wait here. I'll bring you something, and I hope it'll be enough." Right. And he comes back with a basket full of like ingots. Right. He's like, "Will this compensate for my family's safety?" And let's see what the sergeant thinks. It's a basket full of raw metal. Right. He's not sure. He will look to you guys and think, "You think this is enough?" So Strong, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him. Yeah, I'm just, I'm just a soldier here, Captain. It's up there, sir. It's up to you. But I think I've got more than I can carry already.
All right. Yeah. He hears you guys. The other levy, he also agrees. So the cap or your sergeant, in the end, agrees happily. And it's like, actually even more friendly. He only takes half. He says, he dumps half of it out and then carries the other half in the basket. Needs help carrying the basket, so he lets the smith keep half of the metal and leaves. They shut the door. You guys walk out. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, you guys will make your way back to the shore, load your boat up with some loot. You guys finish conducting your raid. Eastern party is secured. Center party secure. Back to the western party. You're still in the tavern trying to get some loot. So we killed off some security, right? Our spearman charged the bowman, and you aim to fire the bowman, but before you even fully aimed and prepared to shoot, the spearman already charged. The bowman loaded, and spearman, we're gonna roll initiative actually. So yeah, Nicholas, roll initiative to see if you can act and load and aim and fire faster than the other two. The other enemy bowman roll a 1, your spearman roll a 3, and then Nicholas roll your
I
own.
rolled a 4.
All right, so you're the fastest out of all 3. All right, so roll to hit. Before your spearman got it there, before the bowman could shoot him, you got the first shot this round.
7.
You missed your shot. It went right past him into the crowd, possibly. And then the guard, he's to the flank. The next one was a spearman. So the spearman charged the guard, missed him, and so the guard point blank shot him. Wait, off camera. All right. And landed a hit. So ended up hitting him, your companion Kunli, with an arrow at point blank. It was 2 damage. Let's see if he survived it. Kunli has 1 hit point. Oh, that was off camera, so I'll roll again. Alright, it is 1 hit point. So Kunli died. So Kunli was shot dead. Right. So he gets point blank shot, and you're already loading and aiming your next shot against the enemy guard. The enemy's guard is trying to defend himself and defend the tavern, eliminate enemy threats like yourself. After missing your shot and seeing Kunli go down, do you want to keep firing? Do you want to retreat or something else? It's a 1v1 now. It's you and him.
I'll go for it.
Okay. Roll initiative again. We'll just kind of wrap up your combat. See who's the faster shot.
See?
You're up against a
I got
6.
a 3.
Alright, he hits first. Let's roll to see if he hits you.
Okay.
Misfire. Roll a hit. You guys load, aim, fire. He fired first. He missed. You fire next.
It's loaded. 19.
Hit. Alright. And the roller damage is a d6. And he
Yes,
has
sir. And it's a 3.
he has 4 hit points. He survived it. Let's see. So you
Stay down, son.
and you have a
That's
-1
gonna hurt.
penalty. So he's wounded. You shot him. He's gonna make a morale check. He keeps fighting, despite you saying that he keeps fighting. Yes, he's brave, right? He gets shot, even though he gets shot and slowed a bit, right? He reaches out another arrow and starts loading again. You want to start loading and aiming and firing again?
Yeah.
Keeps going. And you guys keep like trading shots, right? Between or throughout the tavern, or just a gunfight, right? Back and forth, load, aim, fire across the tavern.
Yeah.
Roll initiative. He's got a 5.
1.
He asks for a shot this time. Right, you load, aim, he load, aims, and fires. He missed. Another arrow goes past you. Right. Arrows are just all over the wall. Roll the hit.
8.
Misfire. Okay. Keep roll initiative again. You guys are just trading shots, right? Just continual fire throughout the tavern.
Yeah. 4.
2. You have first shot. Roll the hit.
14. That's a hit.
Finally. And that's probably a kill. Roll damage. 1d6.
1. He's
Okay,
dead.
he's not dead. Because he got -1 still. And he has 2 hit points left. Earlier you did only 2 because you got a -1 to your damage. So
Ah, mother.
yeah. So he's badly wounded now. So he gets hit again. Morale check.
Son, I said stay down.
Right. And he's still brave. Despite 2 arrows inside of him, he keeps grabbing arrows. Right. Keeps going. So roll again.
How many
Initiative.
arrows do I have left? I think I.
Or he returns fire actually. He might hit you this time. Okay. What's your armor class? Let's see. Nicholas.
It's
Your
higher than a 9, I think.
your dexterity's 11, right? Or is it?
Yeah.
So you have armor class
But
9 then, because you have no body armor. So that's a hit. So he dealt you 1 damage. You survive. You had 2 hits, so you got your first arrow inside of you. He hit you in the gut, right? So you get hit. Right. So he has 2 arrows in him. You have 1 arrow in you. Roll your counter shot, or before you roll initiative. He has 2 initiative this time. 1d6.
I have 2 and it's a 3.
Okay, you won. Roll your shot. See if you hit. You got first shot. Oh, he misses this round.
14.
Okay, roll damage. 1d6. That's gonna be a kill. Do you want to kill him or do you want to just take him down?
Fucking die already.
All right. Headshot or body shot or limb.
Yeah. Headshot.
All right, you finish him finally, right? This time you get him in the face, and after a continual trade of shots, you finally pin him into the wall. Yeah, he's dead. So the rest of the tavern, of course, cowered in fear during the gun show. Most of them evacuated. They left the tavern from the other end. So the tavern's been evacuated for the most part. So now you can just grab some loot and leave. You can go into the bar
I'll
area,
grab some loot and
grab some
leave,
bottles
yeah.
of beer and alcohol. Just fill your bag of wine and beer, liquor, right? Just head out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your fellow raiders, they're down. They're dead actually. You can't carry too much. So do you want to grab some of their weapons before you leave?
I'll take the mace, and then I'll get back to the tower.
All right, you grab the mace. You tuck it in
the
your.
boat.
You fired about like 5 arrows that during that combat, right? But you can recover some.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say that you fired about 6 arrows. You recovered 3. So you only fired 3 arrows this round. So total arrows, you're at 4 arrows left. The other arrows are either bent or broken, right? And then you got the arrows on the guy that you're fighting with, and he fired about the same amount. Let's check how much ammo he's got left. He had about 6 coppers worth of ammo to begin with, so about 12 arrows. He fired about 6, so you have 6 more arrows. So you have a total of 10 arrows now after all that shooting. And you have the mace and a belt on your waist now from your sergeant that died. So, but you don't stay around any longer than you have to, right? You grab some loot and you run out of there. You keep whatever's most valuable. So the sergeant had a mace, which is pretty valuable, and a belt.
No, the guard had a mace.
Oh yeah,
My sergeant has probably something else.
wait, he had like a
sword
hand
or
axe.
something.
Oh no, a sword. Yeah,
Oh.
a short sword. You want his short sword? And sheath.
Sure. Fuck it. Take it.
Okay, yep, you quickly grab these things because the tavern's evacuated. There's no one in here anymore. So you grab the sheath, you grab the short sword. All right, and then you run out of the tavern and sneak out of there. Right. Enemies in the western tower see you and open fire, but you move cover to cover. But they do have a chance to hit you. You run to the next
How high
point
is
cover.
that? Yeah.
Because they're firing
Yeah.
from the western tower, and you're leaving the tavern, and you're going to the dock. So on your way to the docks, they can shoot at you, right? But it covers the houses along the dock, so they only get one chance, and after that, they can't see you. So
Okay.
yeah, there's 2 shooters. They fire from the towers, and you're running. You're
12 and 17.
the 12 misses, the 17 might hit. So with all bonuses and penalties included, as you're running you're sneaking over to the next house, or running maybe to the next house, so you're hard to hit. That means the 17 becomes a 13 then, because -4 penalty to a shot since you're running full speed or something, right? And you got like,
Yeah.
oh no, actually you can't really run or you're sprinting. Yeah, you're sprinting as fast as you can. And then yeah, overall, that one shot might have hit you on the way out. Wait, let's see. So, because
How much HP do I have again?
you have 2 hit points left, so you're like running out of there. You don't have a shield. An archer inside one of the towers sees you and fires on your position. Or actually, no. I will say the tavern's in the way still. So, let's see. The tower. I mean, the tavern's here. The tower's here, and each tower has about a couple guards. So, 2 guards looking at a tower together to fire at you. Yeah, one of them ended up hitting you, I think, on your way out. So you're just kind of running out of there. You have no shield. You're running to the next house, trying to get to the docks. Did you want to take the sergeant had a shield. Did you want to take his shield?
Yeah,
It
sure.
was sword and shield. Okay, so you blocked the arrow then in that case. So on your way out, you like had your shield on your back, and you receive enemy fire, right? And you blocked, and then you escaped, right? And you get to the docks. You climb into your boat. Everyone's getting into the boats, right? You're on your boat on your own because your sergeant and your fellow levy died out there. So, we might have sustained more injury or losses than valuables. So, because the goal was to not lose anyone during the raid and to only get profit, but 2 of your guys went down during the combat, the fighting. So, but the raiding party main goal is to quickly swoop in, kill opposition, grab some loot, and leave. So, your team was probably the least profitable. You grabbed some beer, but you lost 2 men in their gear. So,
Hey.
Yeah, yours was the least profitable raid. You get in your boat, you start rowing back. Caleb's group was very profitable, right? No casualties, just pure loot. And Nick or Strong's group was profitable too, I think. Strong's group, get to the forest, no opposition, and grab a bunch of resources, head out. So yeah, that's it. Congratulations, you guys won your adventure. You row across the waters all the way back to base. There's a chance to encounter enemy naval forces, patrol boats, 1 in 6. Nope, you safely rowed across the waters back to base, right? Back to the fort or the docks. And debrief. Basically, every group was pretty successful except for a few. One of the East groups was not successful, and one of the West groups was not successful, right? Like they took a lot of damage. For the center groups, they were very successful. They had like no opposition at all, right? They just went into residential houses, conducted their raids, grabbed women and children that they thought would compensate, right? So these children and women could be turned into slaves or, serfs, right? It's pretty valuable.
Serf, just another word for slaves.
Yeah. And yeah, that's it. So congratulations. Now it's time for you guys to get your spoils of war. You get a cut in the spoils, right? So all the treasures kind of split up, right? You turn your loot in, and they analyze the value of the loot, and they'll get you a cut of the spoils, right? But you're not gonna get a huge cut because it's not like a normal raiding party. It was a party to compensate the losses that were sustained during the pirating, right? Or not the pirating, but the confiscated trade goods, right? So you were levied to conduct the raid. The loot you grabbed was not for yours to keep. It was to, the main goal was to compensate the losses that were sustained during the loss of cargo, right? This is not your raiding party. You just joined up with raiding parties. So you'll get a share of the spoils, but not like an equal split, right? If that makes sense. It's a small percentage. You were promised food, which is what you get. Housing, you get to stay the night at the at the camp, and then a share of the spoils, but nothing crazy. It was a small split. You also got the XP if you got any kills, though. That would be fully claimed, right? So in your crew, Nicholas, you got a kill out there today, right? So
I got 2.
yep, you got 2 kills out there. The bowman and the other art guard, right? So that's 10 XP for you, Nicholas.
Tavern guard and a bowman.
And then for loot, you grabbed a bunch of alcohol, right? The value of your loot was we'll count it out. So it was in your knapsack you took about 1 bottle of, because they mostly had beer. So
Yeah.
but they had bottled or potted wine. They had small containers like flasks of liquor, right? And they had barrels of ale or beer, right? So the beer and stuff couldn't be grabbed really, but the wine is the most grabbable, and the liquor, the flask, right? So flask of liquor. So you grab flask of liquor and wine. You got a few flasks of liquor, and the rest was all wine. And let me check the value of all that real quick.
I mean, wine, if it's good quality, is expensive.
And you only get XP for gains during
True.
adventures. So grabbing like the loot from your comrades is not considered a gain. That's just considered, sustaining
I did
prevention
have
of loss.
arrows from both of the guards that I killed. If that
Uh,
also counts.
Yeah, but the main thing that you get XP for is like
Oh,
profit. Yeah, profit. So
yeah.
let's see.
That's-
If you fired arrows and then you pick some arrows up, it's kind of just, it's not profit. It's just,
Mm.
yeah. So what you come back
yeah,
with
I
on
get it.
in addition to what you already had. Yeah. So if you sustain more losses than gains, then the losses will apply first, and then any gains after that is what you get XP for. So all right, anything with value has XP, so that you get during adventures. definitely will give you XP for the alcohol you recovered. When it comes to the wine, we'll say that in your pots of wine, which is the majority of what you grabbed.
Mhm.
So it said 3 pounds of liquor is 1 copper. You only got about 3 pounds of liquor, a few flasks of liquor, and then pots for it, and then or a flask, I mean, and then of course you got the wine. Typically, wine is worth 5 or 1 copper per 5 pounds. So it's mostly grabbed wine. So you got about 15 pounds of wine or pints. So it's about 3 coppers worth of
Mhm.
wine. And then for liquor, it's about 1 copper worth of liquor. So then overall, it was about 5 coppers worth of loot. So that you recovered in profit. And then arrow wise, you did grab some arrows from the enemies. And therefore, maybe like that's worth a couple XP there. So we'll give you a total of 12 more XP, or sorry, we'll just round it up to 10. You get another 10 XP for all the arrows you recovered and all the wine and pots and flasks you recovered, which were turned in, of course. The arrows you can keep those, but the loot you grabbed was turned in as part of the spoils that were gained. You get the XP for it though. So total XP is at 20 now, roughly. And then on top of this, you'll receive a wage, right? So it's food, housing, and a wage, soldier's pay. So you get a daily wage of 2 coppers today. You were fed as well and housed during this raid. Okay. Or after the raid. So you also got 2 coppers in addition. Okay. It's compensation. So this was not coppers that you recovered during adventuring though. This is just kind of compensation. You just get money. Your wages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. XP comes from treasure gained from taking risk. So that's just daily wage. So I don't think there's any risk in
That's-
daily wage. So let's see. Strunk, for your character, you managed to recover 10 pounds of tools. So about 3 different tools is what you recovered. Each tool is worth about 3-ish coppers. So tools are not super valuable. So I'm gonna round that to about 10 coppers worth of tool loot. So you don't get to keep the money or the tools. That's what you turned in, right? You get the XP though for it. So you got 10 XP for the tools. Now for the raw materials, you grabbed about 10 pounds of ingots. And about 1 ingot is worth 1 pound of ingots is worth like 1 copper, I think. Let me double check iron value. Yeah, so it says iron, yeah, 1 copper per pound. So that's 10 coppers right there. So that was actually about the same value as the tools. Yeah. Just in a more raw state, right? That could be transformed easier. So yeah, overall, you got 20 XP from the loot you recovered from this raid. You also got 2 coppers for your daily wage because it was active fighting wartime activities. Fed and housed. I haven't paid you guys your spoils yet. You will get a small bit of spoils too, percentage of the spoils once added
Yeah.
up. And then the last to be compensated in the group is Nicholas, right? So Nicholas. Yeah. And then
And
those
that's the bottom page, I believe.
oh yeah.
No, on the
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
wait, I already compensated you. The one I need to compensate is Caleb.
Yeah.
Alright, so Caleb, for you, you're the one who grabbed a child and the heirlooms, right? So you grabbed a few heirlooms. It was a fishing knife that was valued at about, it was a very nice fishing knife, masterwork fishing knife. So knife is about 1 copper, masterwork one's 10 coppers. So that's 10 XP for the fishing knife, a masterwork fishing knife, which you turned in. So you got XP for it, but no money for it, because you know you don't get to keep the loot when you're part of the army here, right? If you do, that's a crime. You're withholding property that you were supposed to retrieve as your mission, right? So, yeah, you get 10 XP for the recovery of that. For the necklace, it was a small silver necklace. It was worth about 1 silver, so that's another 10 XP. And lastly, the silverware. It was a few pieces of silverware. So each piece of silverware was worth about 1 silver, right? So that's another 3 silver, so it's 30 XP, so it's 50 XP total. Right. So you're at 50,
Damn.
and then copper wise,
Damn it.
you get your daily wage. Right.
So
But yeah,
it's
you're the
worth
most.
my while to convince them to give me the
Oh yeah, and the
heirlooms. Or-
the child. The child, half the value of a person, of an adult. Adults usually valued at 50. So a child, in this case, will do like, they're not even a teenager yet, so we'll do a quarter. Yeah, that's not a baby though. So adult.
I don't like adding
Okay.
currency to people, but yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's about half size. So let me see. The age group. I would say a baby is like a fourth, like a toddler. It's not a toddler, it's a kid. So we'll do 25, or no, kid will be 1/8, or baby will be like 1/8 toddler. So 1/4 then profit. So instead of 50, it's 1/4 of that. So that's about 12. So yeah, for the child you recovered, you get about 12 XP for that. 12 days pay for recovering a child. Let's see. 662. All right. And then with that, we're gonna go over the share of the spoils. So add it together, what you guys brought back, you'll get a small percentage of the value of what you brought back. Particularly whatever you brought back, you will get to keep about like 10% of it. So roughly, Caleb, you brought back 62 coppers worth of loot, so you get to keep 6 coppers worth of it, right? So you're actually at 8 coppers now. The rest goes to the army, right? Like you worked with them, they, naturally you couldn't ever have done anything like this by yourself. So, right, that's why the loot goes to the army, right? You were part of a larger force. Most of the loot will go to the larger force, and then they'll give you a cut of it. So, and then for strong, you got about 20 pounds or 20 coppers for the loot today. So they'll give you 10% of that. So you get 2 more coppers. So you're at 4 coppers total now. And then Nicholas, you same thing. So you're at 4 coppers total. Okay. So yeah, the most productive in the team today was Caleb, who was with the captain. Right? They grabbed human property or human lives. So that was pretty valuable. All right. That shall be it. Yeah.
Did you add the kills we got?
Yes. Gave you guys XP for the kills. For money,
What is the, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
what is the like XP? Like what do I need to get to level 1?
as a magic user,
Oh,
you will need.
If it's listed in things, I can go look it up.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of listed, but not directly. So it's good. It's a good question. It's not a bad question. For a level 1 magic user, you're gonna need 1250. So 1250 days of survival or doing your job, then you can become level 1. So 1250 XP.
Okay.
You're at 20. Wait, yeah, Caleb, you're at 62. I mean, and yeah, the other 2 are at 20. You need 1250 to become a level 1 magic user. So.
Cool.
Right, a fighter needs, and then you will get the title of medium, a spirit talker, right? So you'll have the ability to start, doing witchcraft and shit, putting hexes on people and all that. You'll need 1250 though before you can start doing anything supernatural, right? Fighters, same thing. Like they need 1,000 to become a veteran, so 1,000 days in the field, and then you're a true veteran, a level 1 fighter, right? So. Yeah, once you get, in basic, the max level was typically level 3. So getting to level 1's a huge deal, right? Like you're supernaturally better than other people at that point. So that's why you need so much XP to get to level 1.
Got it. I was
it's a big
just
deal.
trying to figure out the level it killed, but I was like, what
Yeah.
the hell? It's like that's a lot, but I
Yes.
guess I get it at this point.
Yeah, but that also kind of makes it like, yeah, so like not anyone can just use magic, right? So once you see someone can use magic, it's a big deal. That guy's been alive for at least 1250 days doing his job, right? So that's 1250 days, like like 3 to 4 years, right? Like getting a degree, right? So he's been doing that for 3 to 4 years, right? He's a verified magician.
How does
at
that
this point.
scale in like game time? I'm sorry for these questions. I'm just curious, like in game time, like realistically.
If you realistically got 1 XP per game, you would have to play 1250 games.
Okay.
That would take almost forever, right? If you decided to get 1 XP per game. So that's why when you guys decide to go dig a hole for a day, or like go do a normal job, it's just like, yeah, that's fine if that's what
Wasting
you want to
time.
do, but low key, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you might want to expedite the process a little bit, you know.
So like basically like what I was doing was good then.
Yeah, that's
Like trying to get as
yeah,
close to like
well,
risk for reward.
I still want to
Yeah.
point out you only ever need to dig the hole once unless it's by the ocean.
Yeah,
It's standard upkeep. You know, it's not like you're doing it every day.
yeah, it's just it's not
You do
problematic, but
multiple.
in the long term, just doing your job will get you the most profit. Adventuring, taking risk for reward. So yeah,
Sure,
digging hole
yeah.
is not
Does
bad.
the medical
Zero
doctor's
risk makes
access
75.
support can help us get back the help?
Today, of course, was, you know, like if you conducted this raid on your own without the help of NPCs, you would probably profit, 10 times faster, right? Because you would get to keep all of the profits, right? But if you're fighting with a larger force, you don't get to keep everything naturally. So you're only that good because you're fighting under a larger force. So, but if you conducted this on your own, you would get full profit, So imagine if you guys decided to form up a 6-man team and raid a small hamlet on your own, right? Enemy hamlet, goblin village or something. Imagine goblins, usually the villages are in dungeons, right? So that's why we go dungeon delving, raid and pillage. Monsters, there's no issues, right? It's just profit. So yeah, once you kill the enemy opposition, then everything else is yours to take, right? You can deal with the loot however you wish, right? The enemy, civilians, housing, furniture, territory, it's all yours, right? After you kill the enemy force, enemy opposition. Yeah, so. All right, good job.
I
though,
trust the
overall.
military is not status.
Yeah, small little raid today, nothing too crazy, right? Went around across the waters, raided and pillaged some of the housing along the docks here, or enemy docks. So yeah, that's it. Any questions, concerns? Otherwise, we'll just wrap this one up. We're already 3 hours and 7 minutes in. Okay,
You gonna run a game again?
possibly, yeah. I mean, it's already 6 p.m. for me, so not too sure. All right, thanks for playing, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you next time.
Yep.
Take care.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Thanks.